Hi guys! Welcome to So Janelle. Ito po ang inyong programa na nagbabahagi ng mga kwento ng immigration and representation.
They recognize that I also am Filipino, and they want to celebrate that, which is so amazing.
People like me and Filipinos and AAPI all get an equal opportunity at showcasing their talent.
I didn't really know that I wanted to be an actor right out the gate. We just did them on a whim, and you never know where they lead you.
If this could very well possibly be the first time that every single member of this company will be of Filipino descent.
The Sequoia is now exclusively as a hybrid.
Wow!
Yes.
And that is why Toyota now offers America's largest lineup of electrified vehicles. Well, of course, Toyota makes it easy, right?
I think that's our slogan. Well done.
Yeah. And that's why here in the show, as we celebrate Haven and Venita, we're also celebrating one of our partners, East West Bank. But you know what's hotter, juicier, tastier than ever before? McDonald's classic burgers are hotter, juicier, and tastier than ever before.
What is your favorite day of the week?
Friday!
Really? Why?
Because on Fridays, there's Free Fries Fridays.
Free fries?
Yes.
I want free fries.
Yes.
No way.
What do you think will the Filipinos be drawn to here in Sky River Casino? You're here at Pechanga Resort Casino, once again on the list of USA Today's 10 best. Is it time for the dragon song?
Yeah.
Pretend you're a dragon and let it out. Ha, ha, ha! Yay!
It happened within a span of, I would say, less than 10 minutes.
I think we were targeted.
We should face this battle head on together as a community. As an immigrant though, what was it like for you?
What was my job? I was a caregiver manager.
I was at a point of like, this is basic life stuff. I shouldn't be complaining at all, but I just couldn't do it the way that they do it back home.
They see Jollibee as a success. More than that, they don't know that there's a Filipina president, leader at the helm of it.
I mean, in this book, I share the most vulnerable parts of who I am that in some instances were so triggering to write, but I knew it was a powerful thing to share.
And I hope today's story proved to be inspiring and encouraging and just truly amazing, because that's what we are all about. I'm your host, Janelle So, and this has been So Janelle.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else. Welcome to the 2025 Filipino World Series Championship game. This exciting matchup is going to be between the visiting Southern California Rincover team versus the home team, the Northern California Ube team, who has climbed its way to the championship game. So has this Rincover team in an exciting day of playoff matchups. My name is Nathaniel Thomas, coming to you live from the Golden TV broadcast booth. I'm joined by Jonas and Marcus. How are we both doing today? We'll start with you, Jonas.
Doing very good. Super excited for this high-octane baseball. And as we saw, obviously, NorCal Ube falling to Canada very early and making their ranks back up to this championship game. Should be a lot of fun baseball here.
It's going to be a wonderful day, and we got a beautiful sky for some baseball. And it's two underdog teams that pulled off upsets against two undefeated teams to make their way into the championship. We're in for a day of great baseball.
Absolutely. It was extremely exciting. The SoCal Rincover team, fresh off of their win over the undefeated until that game, Team Canada, who came back with a vengeance. But too little, too late. It's the Rincover team that secures the final spot. They're going to be facing an uphill battle because they're going to have to face against the NorCal Ube team led by Royce Hall and others for the spot. The Northern California Ube team was rested. They played the earlier game, so now they're fresh.
That is correct. And like we stated earlier in the broadcast, they fell to Canada in the first game of the tournament, and they are on a heater. NorCal Ube is on a mission. and they're looking to prove to everyone why the World Series trophy should belong up in Northern California. It's never gone anywhere else besides Southern California, with Briscoe winning it last year, and with him being on the coaching staff of SoCal Rincover, he hasn't lost a game in his Filipino World Series career. So that's something to keep an eye out on today.
Wow, okay, so we're going to keep an eye on the SoCal Rincover team. They're going to be batting first. Here is the lineup. It goes Mateo Rodriguez, Zion Cabacong, Grant Watson, Brandon Adams, John Meyer, Brandon Leal, Jake Wilson, Evan Canyon, and Landon Balin to round things out. The first pitch is going to be coming from none other than Royce Hall, who has led this team both defensively as well as offensively, and he's going to get the start in the most important game of the Filipino World Series. The first pitch of the championship game is going to be down low. 1 ball, no strikes.
So first pitch at 6:55 p.m. Beautiful weather out here, clear skies. Sun will be setting fairly shortly. And you were saying it earlier, you and I were talking.
There's a little flare in the center field. Diving and not making the catch is the center fielder for the Rincover team. Excuse me, the Ube team. That's going to be Chase Oliver. It was a valiant effort. It just popped in and out of his glove. Aboard is Mateo Rodriguez with a single.
That would have been a beautiful play to start off this game and give the start that Ube wanted, but it's only a base runner. A base runner you can work with. Just a little bloop single, in Royce Hall, being the team leader that he is. Like I said, you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. He is a team leader, team player. He's a great attitude. Runner back picked.
Now batting Zion Cavacan, number 8.
Yeah, you can already tell right away with the leadoff runner aboard, these guys do not want to waste any time whatsoever. They need to get that runner over in the scoring position and make an offensive statement now.
The game that they played against, I believe it was SoCal Avrahami to win.
Another back pick.
And of course, SoCal Rincover coming just off of their game against Canada. They started that game hot, scoring 5 runs in the first inning. Looking to do that again here against Ube and get up early.
So Rincover, like you said, they did score 5. And I'd be curious to see if they tamed that offense
That
back.
kickoff is going to get away. It's down the right field line. And it looks like on to second goes Mateo Rodriguez. Just like that, the possible first run of the game is in scoring position with nobody out.
So that'll be an E1 scoring right there. And that can be a little detrimental to a pitcher and the morale there. But knowing the way that this team is and the way that they battle and the camaraderie of the team, they'll be back strong. And a runner on second isn't something to worry about.
Not at all. I mean, especially with the offensive output of this team. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Royce Hall's job right now is to keep things within striking distance. A team as good as SoCal Rincover, they're not going to get shut out. You're not going to win this game 1-0, 10-0, or whatsoever. You will have to win this game with a few runs. He's going to give up a few, but as long as Royce Hall can keep this a quality start and keep within striking distance,
And
give his
so
offense a chance.
You were saying how it's not going to be a blowout victory. I think it's going to come down to the defensive mistakes. We've seen a lot of small ball being played, a lot of bunting, and a lot of stealing. But also that's come off of a lot of pass balls, a lot of throwing errors on pickoff attempts and back picks, as well as stolen base attempts and the throwdowns. So if Ube can corral those errors and keep them to a minimal amount, they have a very solid chance at pulling away with the win. So we're still at 0-0 here on the top of the first.
Well, 2 balls, 1 strike is the count to Zion Cabacon. And that's going to be inside. So 3-1 is the count. Not too much of a bad position to be in. But there's an open base, so we'll see if Hall attacks the zone or opts to nibble around the corners.
One shake gets the nod. I'd be curious to see if he throws a fastball into the zone.
He nibbles the corners. It's too high, so not exactly a mistake. He didn't want to pitch something too far in the zone that Cabacon can score in that run on second.
Grant Watson.
So more of an indifferent walk Now the force is on. The double play is an option if Hall can pitch to low contact.
And 2 runners on base already. This is exactly what we saw from Rincover last game. A couple ill-advised pitches and errors that cost Canada. Ube falling victim to the same things. Rincover looking to take advantage and get up early here over Ube as it's a popped up ball, and it'll be the catcher thinks he can catch it.
Oh, when he slides into the wall, you kind of sort of hear the bang of the ball as well. So, good, valiant effort from the catcher of this NorCal Ube team. That's Mateo Batacan back there.
He's been a very solid defensive catcher thus far. I believe he started in all 5 games that Ube has played. Of course, playing the doubleheader here today.
Very impressive.
A couple of these kids, don't be surprised if they make it far in college ball. They definitely have the bright future ahead of them.
That's exactly what the Filipino World Series is. We aim to showcase the talent of these high school 18U ball players, and hopefully programs across the country, both Division I or junior colleges, can see the potential that these players all have. It's no 2 count. Hall checks the runner at second. Now the kick and the pitch is high in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And these doubleheaders never easy to play, especially in this summer heat. The valley gets especially hot, especially on this turf field. You're going to feel it. They've been here all day, worked all week, grinding throughout high school to put on a show.
And swing you later. Hall gets him to wave at that upstairs off-speed pitch. 1 down in the first. But great point that you make there, Marcus. We are at a point where
Now batting number
the
16,
plays,
Brandon
you were saying,
Adams.
Jonas, it might be down to the defense. I personally think it might come down to who is less fatigued, who can stay on top of the fundamentals and play as clean as they can for as long as they can.
I believe you mentioned it earlier as Ube, in that final game, they didn't use a lot of their bullpen. And they kept it very clean. Same with Rincover, so the arms out of the bullpen are going to be fresh, or fresher, I should say.
And also, Rincover, despite being the team that played more recently, they had a couple innings with 8 pitch 3 and outs. They had great defense, getting quick outs to keep their arms fresh.
There's a little flare down the right field line. Nobody's going to get it, though, as the right fielder and the first baseman both go for a jog. They are fresher. I mean, that is definitely a factor in here. Do you want to be the team who's had a game of rest, or do you want to be the team who's fresh off of a hot victory? Either way, it's the Northern California team with the home field advantage.
I think personally I'd rather be the team that's coming off the hot victory, because you have that momentum that's kind of rolling on your side. You're fresh, that adrenaline is pumping and it's still going. And I think that would be a great way to, will your way into a win and try and force something here.
Absolutely. I mean, both teams are just on hot streaks right now. It's like shooting 2 bullets directly at each other. It's just a matter of which one's going to win the victory. Now Hall's going to step off.
Don't think he liked the pitches that he was given by his catcher. Disengage, maybe, reset the mind. You're down to a 1-2 count.
And speaking of that morale, coming off that victory, Rincover didn't just beat a 3-0 team. They beat the favorites for this tournament, a team that didn't just win the home run derby, but also won the skills competition too. They were looking for the triple crown, but Rincover's the one that knocked them off.
So SoCal Briscoe, they did end up winning the triple crown last year with the home run derby, the skills competition, and then the Filipino World Series to tack on to that.
That ball's going to be driven to right field. Back, and caught by the right fielder of Northern California. What a play by Alex Akali. The throw down the third is not in time, but wow. What a play over the shoulder. And that absolutely prevented 1, maybe 2 runs from scoring.
And Alex Akali has been probably my MVP of the tournament, not just because of his hitting, but his fielding. His defensive runs saved has been so much higher than the expected average. And he's just been making phenomenal plays out in the outfield. A diving catch, a couple of 9-3 putouts, an over-the-shoulder grab. He's my early favorite to win the MVP this year.
No,
That's a phenomenal catch. Those are not easy to catch. Over the shoulder, you got to look back. It's very easy to find the ball, especially looking towards the direction of the sunset. It's very easy for him to lose that and it fall, but he makes that amazing catch to get the out and even powers it down to third to force a slide there from the runner.
On an easy tag up from second base from Rodriguez.
He limits it. That's all they can do. But great point there, Marcus. I mean, that's why they call right field the sun field. It's one of the hardest positions to play, and in one of the hardest outfield positions to play, Alex Akali shines.
Shines right in the sun field, if you will.
You look down towards that right field, you can even see the glare from the sun shining in his glasses.
You do. It really is just right in his face.
I think they were looking for a potential balk there from
this-
the coaches, but...
Right, that third to first fake move, that has been ruled a balk in upper levels, but not quite here. So these umpires, they may split time between JUCO, college, and high school ball. Just a little check up there. That one is just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Not a bad call. The home plate umpire has the best view.
A lot of the times, too, catchers have been able to steal strikes out of framing, and that's something that kind of is not talked about, is the art of framing.
That ball is going to be flared down the left field line. The left fielder is going to come in and make the grab. That's a great catch by Ian LaRotte. The score stays 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that
Yeah,
before.
but I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the 4th block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like seeing that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle,
Yeah,
thank you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first. You're here watching the 2025 Filipino World Series live from the Golden TV broadcast booth. On the field right now is the Southern California Rincover team. The starting pitcher is going to be Chris Yap, jersey number 14. His catcher is going to be Evan Canyon. Over at first is going to be Jake Wilson. At second is Zion Cabacong. At third base is Grant Wilson, and at short is Mateo Rodriguez. The first pitch from Chris Yap is just a few moments away. The leadoff batsman is going to be Chase Oliver, and he's going to look at strike one. The outfield for SoCal Rincover from left to right goes Brandon Adams. In left and center is Brandon Leal, and we round it off with Jonah Meyer.
Joa Meyer pitched a masterful game coming in to close out the inning. Had a small chat with him after, and he was saying how arms a little sore, but how he's excited to get the win here.
That's exciting. Well, the first out of the ball game is going to come off of the bat of Chase Oliver. It lands into the glove of the center fielder, Brandon Leal.
Reggie Fong.
So Chris Yap actually came in to pinch run last game, after Brandon Adams got hit in the face by or hit in the helmet by a pitch. Definitely scary stuff, but it wasn't the ball that cut him, it was the helmet that cut him. He had a protector. He had a cut. He has a band-aid on his cheek. And I was talking with him after, asking about how he was doing and everything, but it was the part of his helmet that cut him. He has a chin protector that broke on Tuesday. And so part of it is still there to attach another one on, and that's what came in and ended up cutting him.
And that kind of shows the spirit of this Rincover team. Never quit, no matter what. And they showed it against Canada. Even being up, they didn't let off the gas, and they kept pouring it on, and they held off that stint that Canada tried to put on to come back and took the win to make it here in the championship game.
Rincover, they scored 5 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 1 and in the fifth and the sixth. They ended up winning that game 8-6 to make it here. So let's see if they saved any offense, because they're definitely going to need it against this high-powered defense of Team Ube.
There's a ground ball to the shortstop. On one hop, the throw across is going to get him, and retired is Reggie Fong. So batting third for NorCal Ube, who's currently hitting, Amado Veray Santos.
Amado Veray Santos.
So Santos actually started in a game, I believe it was game number 2 that Ube played. Don't quite remember his stat line. Let's see if I can pull that up for you.
Heath Lockhart's going to wait on deck. But yeah, this Northern California Ube team, they've done some impressive damage as well. I mean, they were tied in a ball game in the semifinals against the Southern California, who was it, Avrahami?
Avrahami, yes.
Avrahami. And it was a tie ball game up until they scored, I believe it was 6th in one frame. So this potent offense can erupt at any time.
And the final score of that game was 8-2, but those 6 runs didn't come until the top of the 7th inning. So really, you can't look at the final score to tell the difference. You could say that, oh, they crushed him. It was an 8-2 ball game. It was a blowout. Not really. Those 6 runs came in the top of the 7th, and it was a very solid defensive game. Just a handful of defensive mistakes that caused those 6 runs for Team Ube.
Yeah, so it like you were saying, Jonas, it's going to be down to who can field better and who has the fatigue to make sure that they can stay sharp.
Absolutely.
1 ball, 1 strike. Excuse me, it's 2-1 to Amado Veray Santos. Chris Yap comes set. He's retired the first 2 in order. Now it's 3-1.
We've seen a lot of aggressive base running in this game. I'd be curious. We haven't seen many steals, as Rincover, they did not run at all in the top of the first. I'd be curious to see when they start doing hit and runs and stealing.
Swing, and that ball is going to be lifted to the left side of the field in foul territory. It's going to hop right in front of the third base dugout.
It'll be a full count for Santos after being up in the count 3-1. Battles to 3-2. I believe is the count. We'll get official ruling here from the umpire as Santos slowly makes his way back. So we are even at 2 apiece. The count is 2-2. Santos awaits the pitch from Yap.
2-2.
Ube looks to score early against a team that has put on great defense against the reigning home run derby champion. They shut them out for 6, I believe, or 5 innings last game to hold them to 0 runs and limit their comeback. Looking to do that here against a high-powered Ube offense who's hit many runs before, but they're a team that never quits, can never take your foot off the gas.
That ball is driven to left. Going back, and it's off the bottom of the wall.
And Santos can fly, and he's going to stand up into second base. That jumped off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. What an electric double. That was a line drive that just had a lot of carry. It never quite went down. And the left fielder in Brandon Adams had no choice but to turn around and play it off the wall.
And this Ube team is hyped from the fans to the bench. They are on their feet. They know this team has a chance to bring home that beloved trophy.
So Heath Lockhart going to step into the box and check in at the plate for the first time as Rincover goes and talks to their pitcher, and giving up a double with 2 outs can definitely be a little rattling at first, but you know, if you're Rincover's catcher, who is Evan Kenyon, you just got to tell, yeah, hey man, you know, there's 2 outs. Let's just get this guy out. We got your back on offense. Don't worry about it. You guys are chilling. Maybe making dinner plans after they win tonight too.
Of course, and that teamwork is so important. Obviously, being from the same region, this NorCal Ube team, a little bit more spread out than the SoCal. SoCal a little bit more enclosed due to the amount of players we have from that area. So their teamwork and team chemistry is going to be higher than this NorCal team.
And I believe that, Nathan, that you were actually saying that there was 2 NorCal teams, but they really designed one to win, and they threw all the good players. I wouldn't necessarily qualify them as good. Everyone here is good. They threw the stronger players on Team Ube to try and create a powerhouse of a team, and I think they've done a phenomenal job at that.
Yeah, I mean, Team Ube has just proven why they represent the very best of Northern California, and they're doing everything they can here. It's the bottom of the first, and they have a chance to take the lead with a runner on in scoring position. Only 1 out, so we'll see if Heath Lockhart can be patient. 2 outs. Yes, it was Reggie Fong and Oliver who's out, so a chance to come in the clutch here. And that's going to be low. So 2 on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's Logan Nelson, the designated hitter.
And Logan Nelson has been incredible throughout this entire tournament. He's able to barrel up the ball and put good wood on it. So, and I think he's one of the players, too, that prefers a wooden bat over a metal one.
Yeah, we've talked about it time and time again. He's got a whole collection. Logan Nelson is one of the home run derby participants, and he's a perennial participant. He proves why. Here's the pitch. It's up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. He has a very heavy swing. During the home run derby, he was one of the few players to put it on the roof that's beyond the left field fence. There's a little shed out there. But Nelson's got some pop, and he's the type of player you want with 2 on right now.
I'd be a little scared using a wood bat after spending $200 on it. Don't want to break it within the first pitch. When I was working with the CCL and Will Pickett's, and we were doing batting practice one day, one of the guys just bought a bat a week ago and spent about $150 to $200 on it. And with the way that Pickett's was throwing, he swung and he broke the bat during batting practice, which is never a good sign. Safe to say he was a little annoyed at that.
Picks are just throwing that heat. 2 balls, no strikes to Logan Nelson, and the pitch is right there for strike 1. It was a center cut. I think Nelson was just waiting to see it first, but now that he's seen it, he's ready to jump.
I think he was taken all the way. That looked to be a slider that didn't slide as much as he wanted to. And if Nelson was able to time that one up, that was middle, and those are the ones you dream about as a hitter.
There's a little squibbler right back to the pitcher. The only plays at first, and it's going to be in time. So the threat is neutralized. The score stays 0-0 as we head to the top of the second.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
Yeah, I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the 4th block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story
gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did! I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle, thank
Yeah,
you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an
Welcome back to the 2025 Filipino World Series Championship game. We're here in the top of the second inning. It's still 0-0 as SoCal Rincover is going to take the box against Royce Hall, who fires strike number 1 against Brandon Leal.
So 1-7 against another 7. Battle of the sevens, if you will, as Leal checks in for his first plate appearance, and Hall has been pretty efficient with his pitches so far.
That one's going to be lifted down the right field line, foul. It might have a chance, and it lands right into the glove of the first baseman, Leo Hoskins. What a play. It was another over-the-shoulder style basket catch. This NorCal Ube team has some phenomenal defense.
18, Jake Wilson.
And so we were talking about efficiency in pitches, and that just shows you right there, 2 pitches for 1 batter is super efficient. That's on pace for 6 pitches a batter, or 6 pitches per inning. And if Hall can work with that efficiency, he's going to go a long way.
And this game, very reminiscent of the games we had earlier on in this tournament, where it took teams a long time to get that first run on the board. Recently, we've seen teams fire off early, get points on the board early these past couple games, today and this morning. Now, 0-0 to start the first inning, and we're going to see if they can pull a run here in the top of the second.
That one a little inside, and Wilson had to jump out of the way. We also saw a walk-off 3-run home run from Team Hawaii. They were down 10-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. Came back and won 15-13.
And we were talking about a mercy rule in that game. Just shows the spirit of these Filipino players, that never quit mentality, and that matters so much in baseball because anything can happen. A game can be blown wide open in any inning.
Absolutely. So Hall gonna try to get back into this count after he goes down 3-0.
Now he finally finds a strike. It's 3-1. But that's a great point that you make, Marcus. These teams, they are slow to start, but once they do start, you have those runaway innings where, again, the stamina and the sharpness tend to go away. So expect a lot of action later on in this ball game. That one's going to be driven foul, so now it's a pitcher's full house after Hall was down 3-0. He's worked it full.
And we've seen innings where, Hawaii scored 8 in the bottom of the 6th, 4 in the bottom of the 4th. Rincover scored 5 in the top of the 1st, and those are all 3 half innings from today. So once a team blows this wide open, it could be dangerous for the defense, and that's when composure and stamina and that mental sharpness can really come into play.
Especially with these long tournaments, these day in, day out, it could be really draining on your mental. Having a late night game, waking up early, not having much sleep, it's very important for these players to stay sharp and not make any silly mistakes from sleepiness or mental errors.
Jake Wilson draws the walk there as he'll take his free 90. And Evan Canyon will step up and check in at the plate for his first time. And yeah, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, staying with that mental stability and mental sharpness, and a little bit of cliche, but you're playing in 2 games. That one gets away from him.
Yeah, rolls down the right field line. Hoskins is chasing it. Oh my gosh, rounding second is Wilson. He's digging for 3. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time. So there it is, a costly mistake, and this could do it. After retiring 4 batsmen in a row, the walk in Jake Wilson comes to bite back.
So that'll be another E1, and that's actually the second error that we've seen so far from Royce Hall off of a pickoff attempt. And Coach Torrente is going to come out and talk to his pitcher. I'm curious if he's going to give him a little bit of a pep talk. There's no action going on in the Ube bullpen right now.
So this is just a simple, hey, you're my guy. I got no one in the bullpen. I need you to go deep in this game. Pitch to ground contact. Let him score if he has to, but let's get out of this only surrendering 1 run. That's the difference between a runner on first with 1 out and a runner on third with one out. I've been saying over and over again that this game is almost like Mario Party, right? Where you have different situations. The situation with the runner on first, maybe you roll a double play and the inning's over. With a runner on third and one out, a sacrifice fly could score the run. They could have a suicide squeeze bunt. There's an infinite number of plays that change.
I'd love
infield's playing in.
I'd love to see a suicide squeeze here. It's one of my favorite plays in baseball. Huge cut there from Evan Canyon as he waves through that one for an 0-1 count. But suicide squeeze, one of my favorite plays in baseball. It's so intricate and so niche. And once you figure out how to pull it off correctly, it's such an awesome play to see get pulled off in an actual game. And it's something you don't see quite often.
No, absolutely not. But we're in a rare situation. A runner on third, one out, tie ball game of a championship game. The infield, as you can see, is playing right at the cut of the grass. They're going to play. They play at the plate. Swing and a miss, and Hall is absolutely pitching for the strikeout right now.
And I was just going to say, I would be curious to see if there's a ground ball, runner goes from third. I'd be curious to see if they try and get the out at home or take the easy out at first. This Ube team knows that they have bats and knows that they have power and can barrel it. So I'd be curious to see.
Swing and a miss, and he got him! And now the Northern California team is one pitch away from getting out of this jam.
Well, now the defense end and the ground ball and sac fly won't even matter. 2 outs, runner 90 feet away from scoring. But a ball in the ground that stays in the infield or a fly ball easily gets you out of this inning, and Hall will stay unscathed going into the bottom of the second, and you still have a tie ball game.
Line drive right to the shortstop, and this game stays tied. Bottom of the second coming up.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had in an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like seeing that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. I feel like we can talk longer now.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle, thank
Yeah,
you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back to the 2025 Filipino World Series Championship game. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. Still a tie ball game affair. Alex Akali trying to get things started for this Northern California Ube team. And it's been an exciting matchup. Chris Yap set to begin his second inning of work.
So we saw that Hikali can make the plays defensively. He was able to save a run from scoring earlier in the first inning with that phenomenal over-the-shoulder basket catch. And we'll see if he can try and create some offense here.
And Ube trying to make some magic happen after listening to Bruno Mars' 24-karat magic to get them hyped for their at-bat, looking to get some stuff going and put some runs on the board.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, one of the keys to success is just good vibes overall. I mean, both of these teams, maybe it's a California bias, but they pass the vibe check for sure.
Absolutely.
You know what? Filipinos love their Bruno Mars, support anyone they can that dons that Filipino spirit and that culture.
1-0 is too high, 2 balls, no strikes. Akali being very patient. He wants to see a lot of pitches. He basically wants to treat himself like a leadoff hitter right now.
He is a leadoff hitter just in the second inning. And he's trying to get that pitch count of Chris Yap high. You generally want to stay around 10 to 15 pitches per inning. And the more pitches he can see helps his teammates out, as that one will be sliced down the third base line and go foul.
Yeah,
So
that
it'll
was
be a 2-1 count.
That was like a little billiard shot off of the end of the bat. It landed fair and it just trickled foul. Good play by the third baseman to pick it up in foul territory. That's Grant Watson over there.
Let's just hope he called the correct pocket for that shot as he steps back into the left-handed batter's box.
And the 2-1 swung on and fouled away, so now it's 2-2. Interesting to note that the third baseman in Watson for SoCal Rincover, he's playing rather shallow. You can see on the shot, he's playing right where the green starts. He's trying to prevent a surprise bunt from the left-hander Hikali.
Well, we know Hikali has a lot of speed. We saw it in the right field, and we've seen it on the base pass a lot during this tournament. He's been able to lay down bunts.
There's a one-hopper right back to the pitcher. It's high! It is going to get away! Hikali's rounding first. He's thinking about 3. There he goes. Here's the throw, the slide, the tag. He's safe. And on the third is Alex Hikali.
We saw that same error from Ube, and we see it from Rincover. Something might be happening between that pitcher and first base connection. 3 errors between the two teams, causing runners to take second and third.
Well, all 3 errors coming from the pitcher. And so you have to wonder, what are the coaches saying about, hey, don't worry about the pickoffs. Just try and get this guy, hold him on, and act like you're going to pick him off, but don't actually throw it. We've seen that it's done more harm than it has done good. And so I'd be curious what the message is going forward. But all 3 errors have been from pitchers in this game.
Hoskins drives one to left, and that's down for a base hit.
And Ube will drive that first run of the game in. And we talked about it earlier. That might open the floodgates for them to turn this inning into something amazing.
It's an RBI double for Hoskins.
Absolutely. I was just took the words right out of my mouth. An RBI stand-up double, and that is absolutely electric. The lights are coming on. As the baseball gods have said, let there be light, and the game shall continue.
Well, it's amazing that you bring up the baseball gods. So Alex Hikali hit a one-hopper back to the pitcher, and because of his speed, he busted that hard 90. He played the game right, and that applied pressure to the pitcher. That pressure is what caused that error. When you play the game right, the baseball gods will reward you. And that's what Alex Hikali did. He scored the first run of this championship game.
Absolutely, and that's what a lot of the Philippines teach, too, that hard 90, not only in baseball, but in life as well. The hard 90 being it's 90 feet in the base path from each base, and run as hard as you can for all 90 feet, and good things will happen to you. Same message kind of applies to life. Put your max intent into everything that you're doing, and you shall be rewarded in life.
Well, let's see if Ube can be rewarded with another run. They're trying to cash him in. He's on second. Leo Hoskins. Ian Larot is trying to drive him in and make it 2-0. But some action early in this ball game. Bottom of the second, and there's already a run on the board in what we thought would be a long pitcher's duel.
Absolutely. We were joking around in the booth before the game. Us and Will Lewin, who just had his 21st birthday the other day. We were talking about what the spread could be. And I was saying that it could be 3.5 for Team Ube, and they'd win by 4. And they're proving why that could be the case right now.
Yeah, well, 3-0 is the count. There's an open base and nobody out. So Chris Yap doesn't have to come entirely into the zone. Now there's a spin move. He would have had Hoskins, but no one was there covering second. I think Hoskins knew no one was covering second, so he wasn't afraid to dance around a bit.
You got to be careful, though. When you're leading off second, the second baseman can sneak in behind you just a little bit. A couple of signs between the catchers, and you can get a tricky little pickoff play there. We've seen that once or twice this tournament, and we've seen a couple of pickoffs as well as Ian Larot draws that walk. So it'll be Mateo Batacan, and I think he is in contention for one of the best names in this tournament. Just the way Batacan rolls off the tongue so nicely and so fluently.
It absolutely passes the sound check for an athlete. Mateo. He's got 2 runners on, nobody out. He's going to show bunt and pull it back. That's ball 1. And you can see sort of that wheel formation. The first baseman's going to come crashing in. The second baseman covers first. The shortstop is supposed to hover, but the third baseman will either crash in if it's bunted towards him or stay at third in case there's a play there. The pitcher in Chris Yap is going to come set. Here's the kick and the pitch. It's outside. So 2 balls, no strikes. We'll see what Mateo Batacan does with this 2-0 count.
So the corners are playing in, but the middle infield is playing in that double play depth. First base is just in enough where he can crash if the bunt is there, but can run back to first if needed to try and force that double play. And for Rincover, that double play would be huge.
There's a line drive off of the bat of Batacan, but it's right into the glove of the left fielder. 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
So an F7 for those of you keeping track at home. And that's going to be the first out of the inning as Chase Oliver will step back up. The right-handed swinger flew out to center field for the first out of Ube's at-bats. And we'll see if he can avenge that flyout.
And that was exactly what you want if you're Rincover. A couple unfortunate start to the inning, get that first out, build some momentum, and start getting yourself in a situation where you can get out of this inning without putting up too much damage towards yourself.
That ball is going to be skied. Right side of the field, very shallow. I'd be surprised if it leaves the infield. It doesn't. It's into the glove of the second baseman. That is Zion Cabacong, and
So,
now there's 2 away.
Not sure if, since the ball didn't leave the infield, not sure if you saw the umpires, but they were pointing up. That's the signal for an infield fly rule. So the infield fly with 2 runners on base and less than 2 outs. The infield fly was definitely up there for, or was in effect. And now a pitch gets them out of the inning, and 2 crucial back-to-back outs as Reggie Fong will take that one on the outside plate for a ball. The lefty grounded out to the shortstop for the second out of the first inning and is trying to get back into the positive side of his average here in the second.
The pitch from Yap is going to be a called strike. So Yap, you know, he really is trying to hit that outside corner. He doesn't want to get pulled, and he doesn't want to get into the power zones of these batsmen. But he's doing a good job of nibbling away at that outside corner. Now he's going to come set and step off.
It's almost reminiscent of Greg Maddux, who was very known for the way he was able to paint those corners and get those calls. And it's kind of cool to see that people down here at this level in 18U are able to paint the corners. And there's another frame from
the catcher. You want to be careful framing too many balls as well. You don't want to lose that trust of the umpire. You want to make sure you can still catch some balls, frame it as a strike, and make sure you can make that umpire believe it was in the box.
And even sticking it as a catcher, if you stick a pitch and hold it there for too long, that can sometimes annoy the umpire, which sometimes could give you the other side of calls. You know, they talk about you're being nice to the umpire, you greet them, you shake their hand, you run the balls to them, you hand them to him and not just toss them to him. And they'll, maybe give you a little bit more gracious calls. And sometimes the other way of doing that is sticking a pitch for too long, making the umpire think you're stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of mind games in baseball. Reggie Fong is going to draw the walk. So this is a very delicate situation that the Northern California team is in. They need to maximize all of these runs. Even more delicate is the defensive situation for SoCal Rincover. On third is Leo Hoskins. On second is Ian Larotte. And on first is Reggie Fong. Now the heart of the lineup is at the box, is at the plate.
3, 4, and 5. And this is exactly who you want up in this situation.
Swinging that ball is going to be skied. The first baseman and the catcher are coming together, but it's the catcher who makes the play in foul territory. What a play there. 3 away. The bases loaded threat is extinguished. It stays 1-0 as we head to the top of the third.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had you know, propositions. Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay, you're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So Janelle, thank
Yeah,
you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Welcome back to the top of the third inning here in the Golden TV broadcast booth. We're here in the 2025 Filipino World Series. Mateo Rodriguez is going to take the plate for SoCal Rincover. He's going to step against Royce Hall and take a hack at it. Royce Hall is going to begin his third inning of work. And the first pitch from Hall of the inning is going to be ball one.
So far, Hall only allowing one hit, but Ube obviously having those two fielding errors by Hall. Definitely more confidence, though, to come from Hall. We know he's a team leader. We know what he has. And he's able to work through all this. He's pitching a little bit earlier in the tournament. His arm feels good enough, and, you know, coach has enough trust in him to put him back out to give him the start in the most important game.
And we talked about it earlier, that mental state of the game. It's important, especially as a pitcher, to have that short memory, not dwell on your mistakes too much, and keep that confidence so you can still keep throwing strikes and good balls into that zone.
Yeah, 2 balls, 1 strike. And Hall has stranded 3 base runners, and 2 of them were in scoring positions. So Hall has been doing a fantastic job limiting the damage. It's still 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line straight back. It's now 2-2.
A chance some of the fans could have caught that if the fence wasn't there. Do some Rincover fans help out their team.
Yeah, I mean, if that net wasn't there, they would have caught it. I don't know with which body part, but they definitely would have caught it. Here's the 2-2. And it's just outside. The catcher tried to frame it, but they, just like you're talking about, Jonas, Marcus, that was too much of a sell job. You have to know as a catcher which ones to give up on and which ones to still try to frame, because that trust with the umpire is certainly delicate. They're going to go with an off-speed pitch here. 3-2. The pitch, swing and a foul ball straight back. That just shows the confidence that Royce Hall has. He's able to throw even his curveball on a 3-2 count.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of action over in the SoCal Rincover bullpen. We'll try to get that to you. Who is warming up?
Well, Hall still facing against the leadoff batsman. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a little tapper. Foul. It stays 3-2.
So we'll do the payoff pitch all over again. And Hall hoping this time for a little bit of a different outcome. I'm trying to be a little bit more efficient throughout the rest of this inning.
And this loaded count, a little bit what you were talking about earlier, Nate, with that mind game, that little Mario Party, a ton of different outcomes, a lot of things that they can throw at each other here.
There's a line drive right up the middle. It's a base hit for Mateo Rodriguez. His second of the day. He's 2 for 2. What a night he's having so far.
So we know Mateo Rodriguez has the speed. Hall knows that, and Batacan knows that as well. So I'd be curious to see if they try and go back to that pickoff play, or knowing the errors that the pitchers have had in this game, I wonder if they'll just let him try and steal and trust Batacan to throw down to second and get the out.
Yeah, well, Hall will certainly use his slide step. He's not going to kick as high. There it is. Swing, and there's that ball is driven down the right field line. It's going to fall foul by maybe 2 or 3 paces. It's retrieved by Hikali over there in right. Efficiently throws it back in.
That just shows you the speed of Hikali, as he was a little more towards the inner part of the infield, and that ball was towards the warning track of the foul side wall. He was only missed it by about 2 paces, you said.
Yeah, I mean, Hikali's speed is very impressive. You have to have basically the best defender in right field. And now Hall sets. He waits. Here's the 0-1. Outside corner for a called strike. Just a beautiful paint job. It's 0-2.
You can see Batacan setting up, not fully squatting down, kind of standing in a little bit of a pop position, getting ready to throw down if needed. We know the speed of Rodriguez, like we said earlier.
The 0-2. Swinging another foul ball. So, a good battle from Cabacon. He walked in the first. So, the first two batsmen of this Rincover team is doing a good job getting on base.
Rincover looking aggressive in this at-bat, swinging a lot, looking to try and tie this game up, make it 1-1 after they went down in last inning.
Swinging a line drive to right field. Hikali is going to catch it on one hop. He's going to fire it in, and everyone's safe at first and second. Another single from the SoCal Rincover team. It's back-to-back. Runners on first and second.
Hikali had a beat on it. I think he just lost it in the lights. He definitely could have came out a little more and caught it, but I think he just lost it in the lights and wanted to play it safe and field it off the hop.
Yeah, it was a very low-lying line drive. That's the type of play where he played it smart. If he went too aggressive on that, there's nobody backing him up. Look how far that center fielder is from the right field corner. If that gets by him, it's easily, possibly, an inside-the-park home run, especially with Cabacong's speed. Here's Grant Watson. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Runners on first and second with one out.
So a smart fielding play there. Ubi still up by 1, and they're able to, they still have the lead, so be curious to see if they try and get something that breaks down low in the zone, trying to get them to roll over and induce a ground ball double play.
Oh, excuse me, it is no outs. First and second, the in-stadium scoreboard is displaying 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's in the air, foul, so 1-2 is the count.
And we talked about it when we started this game. It is truly a beautiful day for baseball. You can see the sunset in the back of the stadium with those mountains. It is a wonderful day for this championship game as these teams look to win the even more beautiful Filipino World Series.
That ball is driven to left, and it's going to one-hop the wall. 1 run is going to be waved in. Here comes the throw. It's low and it's late. This game is tied off of the bat of Grant Watson.
So Rodriguez definitely showing off the wheels here as he dug around for home. And I'm not sure. I think the shortstop was the one that threw that one. I don't think he released it in time. I think he released it a little late as it was just a slow roller to Batacan. And Rodriguez is able to come around and score and tie this game up.
And SoCal Rincover doing exactly what they need to do. Get that tying run, but still 2 runners on base and 0 outs. They're still in a great opportunity to score many runs and get up on top of Ube.
Yeah, it's still a very delicate situation. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. It's outside. It scratches the corner outside. 0-1 is the count.
So Brandon Leal is just coming out of the NorCal Ube bullpen. You can see him kind of towards the right-hand corner of your screen as he was jotting off screen.
Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. But, you can't fault Hall for that. Grant Watson just drilled a pitch that he could handle, and he hit it pure. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Be surprised to see if any of these Rincover pitchers go for more than 2 to 3 innings. That one falls out of the glove. But you were saying earlier that not a lot of these pitchers actually pitch in high school. So they want to pitch, and they're given the opportunity here to try and kind of hone into that craft and trying to get as many reps as possible.
Absolutely. I'm not sure about the situation of Rincover, but that ball is going to be foul down the right field line. Rose Hall is a very established pitcher for American Canyon High School. Again, he was one of those important players when they got into the Final Four of the North Coast section. And Hall's getting a lot of experience on the mound here. It's going to be very important for him as he's an incoming senior. His last year at American Canyon this upcoming 2025 fall.
And I believe you coach up north there.
There's a ball, sky to right. Hikali under it. and he's got one away. Here's the throw to third. It's competitive. It hits off of the runner's back. That's going to allow Watson to move from first to second. So a tough break. It was a good throw. It just hit the runner. And now that sacrifice fly moved both of them over into scoring position.
Now batting number 9, Joa Meyer.
And I think that's the first out of the inning still.
It is.
So Hall still having to battle through some adversity as runners are in scoring position and the leading run is 90 feet away. The left-handed swinger of Joa Meyer will step up to the plate.
He pitched a great last couple innings against the game in Canada, keeping them to a low score. I believe he only gave up 1 run in his stint as pitcher. It'll be interesting to see if he comes in later on in this game to pitch for SoCal Rincover.
He went 3.2 innings in that Canada win, only allowing 1 run, had a handful of strikeouts and a handful of walks, and not that many hits that he allowed.
And he stays patient here. He looks at that off speed that misses the outside half. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. The infield's playing in. Anything on the ground, they'll check on Kabakong over at third. Here's the pitch. It's too far outside. It's 2-1.
And some of the fans in the stadium can't believe that call from the umpire. But of course, he's down on the field. He has the better view. It'll be interesting to see how these other pitches match up to that one.
Hall's going to set. He's got a full arsenal to work with. The kick and the 2-1 is going to be right there for strike 2. What a pitch on the outside corner.
And we've seen it from both pitchers, Greg Maddock-esque, as they've just been painting corners.
2 aces on the mound today. Hall versus Yap. So it's John Meyer in the box right now, John Meyer. And the pitch down low. So a batsman's full house. He worked it full after being 2-2.
I'd be curious to see what Hall throws him here. I know he's had a lot of confidence in his curveball today. Does he go back to it, or does he try to go with a challenge pitch? Maybe an up-and-in fastball, maybe try and get a pop-up foul back, and then maybe try and tunnel that off to a curveball.
We'll see. The payoff pitch. Swung on line drive up the middle. This should do it. Both runs are coming around the score. Here's the throw. Home and safe. The ball gets away from the catcher. 2 runs are in, and SoCal Rincover is going to lead 3-1 here in the third.
Well, this is really being a case of anything you can do, I can do better. As Ube scored 1 last half inning, and Rincover said, "Move over, Ube, let me take the center stage." And they've done this so far as their 1, 2, and 3 hitters all scored, and Coach Charente is going to come out of the mound and have a talk with Hall.
And when it rains, it pours. Ube not able to cover that base. Rincover really pouring it on now. 3 runs in 1 inning to take that first lead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the comeback from behind after they're down 1-0. This is a great opportunity for NorCal Ube to shut things down and have an answer back inning. Again, Hall's job was never to come out of this unscathed. Hall's job is to keep his team within striking distance. This could be a seesaw of a game.
And as a pitcher, yes, there may be times where you need to play hero yourself, but you also need to stand back and trust your defense. Your defense can help you a lot. We see it a lot in the Ryder Peterson no-hitter this morning, which was the first time a no-hitter has ever thrown in the Filipino World Series. And he trusted his defense a lot.
First pitch to Brandon Leal is going to be fouled back, so 0-1 is the count. The runner on first puts the double play on, and that would get them out of this almost runaway inning.
Looking to prevent as much damage as possible. Like you said, keep his team within striking distance. Trust his guys on offense and the guys behind him to make a play and get them right back in this game.
So Hall not batting in the lineup as we've seen today, is talking with Coach Charente about that. And he was saying how when they're pitching and when they're starting, they are POs, pitcher only. That might hurt Team Ube, as Hall has been one of their stronger bats throughout this entire tournament.
Hall also does have the opportunity to sub in as a pinch hitter once he's off the mound, almost Shohei Ohtani style. So we'll see if he comes into play later on in this ball game. He's not expected to pitch the complete 7 innings. He's going to come set here with the 1-2 counts. The kick and the pitch is going to be popped up right side of the field. The first baseman and the catcher both giving chase, and it's out of play.
I'd be curious to see how many more he goes past 3 innings. I'm assuming the leash for him is probably 3. I saw someone else come out of the bullpen earlier after that chat with Coach Torrente. So maybe he's probably only going to go 3 and 4, and maybe he'll sub in for Landon Balin as the DH a little bit later in this game.
Here's the 1-2. Another foul ball. Brandon Leal really battling here, trying to stay alive. He's got 2 strikes.
And this can always be a little demoralizing as a pitcher. You're just saying, man, I just want you to go down. Give me my out. And Leal saying, no, sir. You're not going to get me that easy.
We'll do it again. 1 and 2. We'll do it again. Another foul ball.
Really making Royce Hall work for his out, getting a lot of throws from that arm, wearing him down, trying to get an opportunity where he can hit one deep and get his runner on first even closer to scoring position.
You just saw at the bottom of your screen, JJ Fabcum-Sins, one of the CCL All-Stars under Coach Will Pickett's.
Here's the 1-2. In the air, this time in the field of play. Hikali underneath it. Hikali right on the line is going to secure out number 2 of the 3rd inning.
You saw Hoskins. Hikali looked at first and thought about doubling up the runner, Joa Meyer. Hoskins said, hey, man, calm down. We're not going to get him. Don't risk throwing a play too fast and overthrowing it and giving him a free base. And I think that's going to do it for Royce Hall. He goes 2.2 innings.
You can tell Hall's not going to be happy with himself there. He's such a competitive ball player. He's always the type of player that has a world of expectations on himself. He was the pitcher in last year's championship game where this Northern California team was playing against another Southern California team, and he was the one pitching late into the game. So for him to come out with his team trailing by 2 runs, he's got to get picked up by his teammates right here. So coming in the pitch, jersey number 20.
Logan Nelson. That's who I meant he was going to sub in for. I was looking at the Rincover lineup as I have pitchers on top in my scorebook of the opposing team. So I'm curious if Hall is going to come in to pitch, or to hit. He's already pitched, can't come back into the game. See if he hits for Logan Nelson.
All right, well, we'll be back after this pitching warm-up. Welcome back. We're here in the top of the 3rd inning, 2 away with a runner on. The first batsman that the new pitcher Logan Nelson will face is Jake Wilson. Royce Hall exits the ball game after 2 2/3 inning of work. He gave up 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. That first pitch is over the head of the catcher, and on to second goes Joa Meyer.
So we'll figure out the final runs and earned runs as Logan Nelson inherits Joa Meyer on second, as Hall gave up a single, and Meyer had, I believe, 2 RBIs off of that single, giving the lead to SoCal Rincover, and this team just won't back down.
We talked about it all day. Not wanting to give up, that spirit, that never quit mentality, that Mamba mentality, just keeping in the fight, keeping your team there, and trusting the guys around you.
Well, we saw it in both of the games today with Ube and Rincover in their semifinal matchups, as they both took down the 3-0 undefeated favorites. And I think that Canada and Avrahami thought they had somewhat of a clear walk, and I think everyone thought they were going to play each other. Either way, both games that we could have seen, or I guess all 4 or 5 potential matchups that we could have seen, would have provided fireworks in this championship game.
Well, so far it's been an interesting matchup. 2 lead changes already if you count the 1-0 change. There is ball 4, so a rough start for Logan Nelson, unable to find the zone in 4 straight pitches against his first assignment. Now he's going to face off against Evan Canyon, who struck out back in the second.
Not the start he wanted. Wants to settle down a little bit, and yet to see his first strike, 4 balls. He got the last one closer to the box. The first 3 are a little wild and outside, looking to settle down and get his first strike here and find some momentum.
Well, Marcus, you and I talked about it a little bit earlier today, that sometimes it takes a batter or two to kind of settle in and get that groove going. It's obviously different from pitching in a bullpen to pitching in an actual game scenario. In the bullpen, you're just working on your pitches, and in the game, you have to actually execute them, and sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to do that against a live batter.
This 1-0 pitch is going to be too high. It's 2-0.
Here's some of the discontent from the parents sitting next to us.
And we've seen this a couple times already. Some discontent between the fans and the umpire's calls, looking to really hone in on where that umpire is painting that box. So is Logan Nelson trying to find it and drill in where he wants that ball.
7 straight balls for Logan Nelson. We'll see if he can find the strike zone here.
No, he doesn't. So 8 straight balls. That's going to load the bases. And this could possibly be that runaway inning that we've been talking about.
A little bit of deja vu for Rincover right now. This is exactly the start they had when they faced Canada and got that 5-0 start. A lot of walks to load the bases. However, there is 2 outs. A fly ball can end the inning, get Ube to some safety. But Rincover looking to play it safe, get a run in, and build that lead in this inning.
Landon Balin, the 9th batter of this inning. So SoCal Rincover will have batted around their lineup. And that is the 2nd time they've done that today. They did that in the first inning against Canada, and they're looking to do it here again against Ube.
Yeah, 4 hits and 2 walks this inning alone for the entire lineup. One of their outs was a productive out. It was that sacrifice fly from Brandon Adams, the first out of this inning. So that is a perfect recipe for a high-scoring game. And NorCal Ube is trying to do everything they can to put out this fire. 9 balls in a row for the new pitcher Nelson, who is struggling to find his release point right now.
If you're the coach, you just brought him in. But if he keeps struggling like this, there it is, his first strike of the game. Looking to build some momentum off of that as he starts to paint the box. 1-1 count here with 2 outs. Just trying to get that 1 out to get out of the inning, rest on the bench, and find some momentum for his offense.
He's trying to keep his team within striking distance. They still are at the moment. Ooh, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. That was a great pitch. And now they're 1 strike away from keeping this a tight ball game. Pivotal moment right here. The bases are loaded. Top of the 3rd in this championship game. Logan Nelson is ahead of his first batter. First of the 3 that he's faced so far. Here's the 1-2. And ooh, it's too low. That was a good pitch, but an even better take for Landon Balin. And wow, what a take. So the bases are still juiced. Canyon on first, Wilson on second, Meyer on third. The infield is playing back.
With a real deuces wild situation here, 2-2 with 2 outs, the lead at 2.
The pitch. Swing you later. NorCal Ube gets out of it. The score is 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever like had, you know, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
All right. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle, thank
Yeah,
you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back. It's now the bottom of the third inning. SoCal Rincover has tagged on 3 runs in the top half of this frame. They now take the 2-run lead against the Northern California Ube team. Set to lead things off is going to be jersey number 15, the right-handed batsman, Heath Lockhart. He's also the starting third baseman on the defensive side. Due up after him will be Logan Nelson, and then the star right fielder, Alex Hikali.
So it's going to be tough for Chris Yap to try and figure out, as it's the meat and beans of the lineup. 4, 5, and 6. Your middle third of the lineup, and that's where you generate a lot of power. On base percentage is usually generally pretty good, and they usually have a lot of hits as well. So if you're Chris Yap, trying and Maddox, as we've been doing, trying to paint those corners to keep this game tied at 2.
And if you're Lockhart right now, all you want to do is get on base and give your team something to work with. That's going to immediately pick up morale. The pitch, low, good take from him. He doesn't want to go chasing something too far. He doesn't want to swing at something way out of the zone. Don't be too eager. But the moment there's something in your wheelhouse, you know, the cleanup batsman, he wants to lead things off with a loud double, something to ignite his offense.
I think if Lockhart gets a base hit here, it's definitely going to be one that fires up this Ube offense. The momentum swings a little bit more in Rincover's favor right now because they blew the door open with that 3-run third inning.
Well, the big side of the field is going to be more in right center. The center fielder's playing him to his pull side. There's a line drive. Base hit right past the shortstop, and there it is. A leadoff single for Heath Lockhart.
And that's exactly what you want to do if you're Ube. Your first hitter, you want to get him on base. You don't want to give up that early out. You're down 2 unexpectedly, lost that lead. You want to get it back here.
Absolutely. And the tying run in Logan Nelson, he came in and salvaged the rest of the inning for Team Ube after with the bases loaded. Definitely a clutch performance on the bump for him.
That pitch is going to be high. 1 ball, no strikes. Logan Nelson's just the type of bat you want up there. And then you got Alex Hikali with his speed.
And Leo Hoskins to follow him up. And Hoskins is also kind of a power hitter as well. This Ube team lineup, now like actually divulging and looking at it, is very solid all around. Very solid defense and very solid hitting.
Big swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
We got the new pitcher, Logan Nelson, up to bat. He's on the mound now. He's at the plate, looking to hit some deep, get that runner on first, advance him to second or third here.
So Yap looks in and gets a sign.
There's a called strike, so it's 1-2. You can hear the dismay of the crowd. It wouldn't be so much dismay if it was maybe consistent. That pitch did look a little up, a little outside, but again, the home plate umpire has the best view. We can't argue from here.
I don't think Nelson liked that call.
Now he's going to flare one down the right field line. The right fielder's having to give chase, and it's going to fall. That's a fair ball. And on to third. Lockhart is trying to go. The slide, the tag. He's out. Wow, he didn't even try to slide. That was ill-advised. Heath Lockhart, I don't think quite has the speed to make that first to third play, especially with the ball hit that shallow. But Logan Nelson, I guess, keeps the line moving. He's on first now with the single. Just a tough break. Heath Lockhart, a little too aggressive there.
So Hikali, the lefty, will face the righty. And Lockhart, I don't think he had the speed to try and slide, but he tried to do kind of a swim move and try and dodge out of the way. I think he initially dodged the tag, just wasn't able to stay on base.
Yeah, he couldn't reach the base, so that's a tough out. One away. It doesn't change too much for the game plan for Alex Hikali. He just wants to keep this line moving. Logan Nelson's on first. More speed in the box than on first. So Hikali might try to sneak himself on base. We'll see what happens.
And you saw a little bit of the power of Logan Nelson there. He's the pitcher, but he's also the parental home run derby candidate. He came second place in the home run derby, right behind the Canada winner, showing the power there.
Bunt goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think Hikali's going to try and lay down another bunt. We've seen his speed not only in the field but on the base paths, and he's been able to lay down a couple of really nice bunts that just feather the third base line. And it's one of those plays where you kind of have, as a third baseman, you have to kind of wait until the ball actually goes, but half the time it's too little too late.
Now the 1-1. Swung on, a little flare, left field, and it's going to be caught. So 2 away. And that's going to bring up
17,
Leo Hoskins.
So we know Hoskins also has the power. I'd also say a candidate for one of the team leaders on Team Ube. I actually had the pleasure with talking with him for a little bit during the skills competition and the home run derby and doing some of the media stuff with him. Super chill guy, and he's kind of super excited for his baseball career and where it's going to take him.
Yeah, Hoskins had an RBI double back in the second. He's looking for that same magic here. That one's going to be lifted. Center field. Who's going to get it? It's going to drop between the center fielder and the right fielder. One run's going to be paused at third. So the second hit of the inning, that's the third hit of the inning, puts runners on second and third. A double from Leo Hoskins.
And your excitement was just as the same as mine. I thought Nelson was going to get waved around and scored, but we're going to have a pair of snake eyes as Nelson will end up staying, Hoskins will end up staying at first base.
And you talked about it when we came into this inning. A couple of powerful hitters in the middle of your order, and we've seen it there. A couple big hits from these guys, and they got their guys on base, and another big hit here.
That ball's in the air. Could be tough, but it's caught by the right fielder, and the runners are stranded. The score stays 3-1 in favor of the SoCal Rincover team as we head to the top of the fourth.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
Yeah, I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much for having us.
So Janelle,
Yeah, so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back. It's now the top of the fourth inning. 3-1. The SoCal Rincover team is going to lead.
Rodriguez.
SoCal Rincover back to bat as they're going to look to pile on this lead, this 2-run lead. They want to pile on more at the top of the fourth. Keep that consistency they found, that first run they found last inning. Want to keep it going in this one.
So a little bit of deja vu as Mateo Rodriguez leads off once more in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, third time he gets the lead off an inning in this ball game. Very interesting indeed. It looks like Logan Nelson's still on the mound. He starts off with the ball. Let's hope he can find his release point. He had some trouble in the last inning. He just narrowly got out of it, but he definitely made things harder for himself. Here is the 1-0. It's going to be too high, 2-0.
Nelson's still trying to find his groove and find his zone. He found it a little bit at the end of last inning, but sometimes being on base kind of gets you to, like, that rhythm is being thrown off, is essentially what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're not monotasking anymore. You're thinking about different jobs. You're thinking about getting the offensive side in. You're thinking about performing on the mound. It can be very difficult, but Nelson is going to fire a 2-0, and there it is. He finds the zone. We'll see if this continues here. It's as he's behind in the count.
If Nelson just lives in this zone, he's going to get a lot of good results for him and his defense. And that's what you need if you're Team Ube right now. You need to try and keep this defense as close as possible, or keep the lead and the deficit as close as possible.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. The leadoff batsman is aboard. Third time Mateo Rodriguez has reached base today. He's 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Zion Cabacong has also reached base twice. One in the first, he had a walk, and a single in the third. So some on-base machines set to be up, and let's hope this walk doesn't bite back against the Northern California team. That ball is going to be bunted, and it's foul as it's retrieved by the catcher. But not a bad idea. Put down the bunts, move over Rodriguez, and get some more insurance runs. In a championship game, a 2-run lead is never quite enough.
And SoCal has done a great job at drawing walks, not only against Ube, but against Canada and in their games prior. Getting those easy bases, not working too hard, getting, as they call it, timeout here. Want to get in the mind of the catcher, make him throw something they want to hit.
And we see there the batter kind of disrupting the timing as Cabacong. You know, we were talking about it in football a little bit earlier, you know, taking a timeout and icing the kicker for the game-winning field goal as Cabacong ices the pitcher there, trying to stop him from finding his groove and mess up his timing.
The mental side of this game is so important. Getting, as a batter, you want to get in that pitcher's mind, make him make a mistake, and capitalize at anything you can.
You can teach the fundamentals of the game all you want. It's very hard to teach the mental side of the game, and the players that are playing here now know the mental side of the game very, very well, know how to use it to their advantage, and that's why they're playing up here at this next level.
So 1-1 is the count. And taking his lead at first is Mateo Rodriguez. It's not too big. It's a very conservative lead, especially for a leadoff runner who has speed. There is a pitch that's too high. So Logan Nelson, you know, he's not making his job easy. He's falling behind these batsmen. And when he's behind in the count, 2-1, 3-1, 1-0, 2-0, it means the batsman can anticipate that he's going to be throwing a fastball in the zone. And it makes the balls out of the zone easy to take, and it makes the balls in the zone easy to swing at. Here's the 2-1. That one is too high, so it looked like that was the 3-1, and that's ball 4.
It's another walk for SoCal as they got 2 runners on base, 0 outs. This is exactly what we saw in the top of the third. They capitalized on it there. They're looking to capitalize it again here as Grant Wilson will step up to the plate to try and make something happen for this team.
Yeah,
a little bit of action going on down in the SoCal Ube bullpen. You have to wonder how long Logan Nelson's leash is going to be, and how much longer Coach Torrente wants to keep him in.
Yeah, Watson has a job to do right now. He's going to swing and sky one into the air, shallow center field. It looks like Hikali's going to have it, and the runners will stay put. So one away as Watson flies out to the right fielder.
And that was a crucial fly out there, and even crucial of how shallow it was and that Hikali came in. We've seen how good Hikali's arm has been, and I think that Rodriguez saw that as well. He knows the power that Hikali can put behind his throws, and if Rodriguez tagged, Hikali was 90% going to throw him out at third base, and it's crucial that they keep the runners on first and second, because now you can throw something low in the zone and something that breaks. You can try and get Brandon Adams to roll over the pitch and induce a double play and go into the bottom of the fourth with that momentum.
Well, he induces a swing and a miss there. It's 0-1. So it's always a good sign when the pitcher is able to get ahead of the batsman. This time he fires a strike. The batsman, Adams, tried to check his swing. He just committed too far, too deep.
Sometimes the worst feeling as a batter, knowing that you have a ball and you end up going around wishing you had that one back.
Yeah, well, now a quick 0-2, and this is the best spot Nelson's found himself in his entire pitching performance so far tonight. 0-2 count. A chance for him to play with his off-speed pitches.
Let's hope he can settle into this groove, because I know Nelson, even as a pitcher, when you get into that 0-2, 1-2, you get ahead super early, it's always nice to know that you have some room to play with. You don't have to be stressed.
You later. There it is. He plays with that curveball in the outside corner. He strikes out Brandon Adams in 3 pitches. Got him to chase outside the zone.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Like you said, goes down on 3 innings. And really, I think the most standout pitch of that at-bat was that fastball that Adams fouled off. Without that fastball, he wouldn't be able to tunnel that curveball down in a way that induced that final strike 3 swing. And Joa Meyer will step up to the plate.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
It's 4 straight strikes for Nelson. I think he's finally finding his groove now. Knows that he dealt with a little bit of trouble, and doesn't want to. He wants to keep this lead at 2, so him and his offense can come back and take the lead in the same inning.
There's another strike. Nelson's finding his groove. He's 0-2 once again.
Finding himself in constant great positions after his early unfortunate balls and walks, looking to strike him out here, get out of the inning without giving up any runs, and keep that lead to 2 to give his offense a chance to get him right back in this game.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts on 6 pitches, and it's going to be an exciting one as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the 4th block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
You did. All right. I feel like we can talk longer now.
I know, right?
Thank you so much for having us.
So Janelle, thank you.
So fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th inning. SoCal Rincover still leads NorCal Ube 3-1.
And the color violet playing over the break, and the color violet steps up to the plate with Mateo Batacan for NorCal Ube, looking to get his team right back in here with a hit on base, get that momentum flowing so they can tie this game early in the 5th.
Yeah, Chris Yap fires and plants a ball too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Yap's been doing a phenomenal job. He's only given up 1 run, and that was on an error to Alex Akali back in the 2nd. So far, Chris Yap has been someone that this team, Northern California, needs to figure out. 3rd time through the lineup is going to be next batter. Chase Oliver is on deck, and it'll be his 3rd at bat. So once we turn over, it'll be interesting to see how the top of the lineup responds.
You can hear that not only the bench encouraging their teammates on, but the fans behind them, the parents, family, siblings, friends, all coming down from Northern California to support this team. Yes, it's not the CIF playoffs or the high school tournament, but this is just as important to these kids. And being the best Filipino team in the nation.
And this has been a trend throughout the entire tournament. NorCal Ube has had a wild and lively bench, always hyping up their guys, very much like some of these other teams, much like Rincover has done as well.
I think the 2 biggest fan sections has been Canada and NorCal Ube. Whenever you'd be announcing them on the PA, their fans would roar for every single player. They're cheering for every ball, every strike, every hit, every walk. They're always by their side, and so some of the most loyal fans I've seen.
Well, here it is, just as I was talking about it. Chase Oliver is going to step up to the plate and take his 3rd hack against Chris Yap. Mateo Batacan does a job. He reaches base with a base on balls. He's got a very aggressive lead over there at first, as you can see on your screen. Pitch is going to be grounded to the left side. There's 1 out at second. No, it's thrown away and into right. Safe at second is Batacan. Chase Oliver reaches on a fielder's choice, and the tying run is on first.
So it's going to be an E5, another fielding error for Rincover. And now there's 2 players on. Reggie Fong comes up, and he represents the leading run. And who knows? A deep fly ball and a deep hit can change the momentum of this game, and we can crack it open, keep it tied, and it'll be a 3-inning ball game.
And you can see it in the background. NorCal Ube's been trying to will their batter in as the bunt will foul off, trying to will their batter to hit something deep, get those 2 runners on base home, and tie this ball game.
Well, we've been talking about it all game, where small ball has prevailed. We've seen the occasional home run here and there, but a lot of sacrifice bunts, fly balls, sac flies, and a lot of stolen bases. There's a hit and run.
Here's the throw to first. Safe at first, and everyone's safe. Wow, what a bunt from Reggie Fong. The runners got a head start, so they put faith in him that he wouldn't pop it up. They had faith that it was going to get down on the ground, and it does. And through the hustle of Fong, the bases are loaded.
Bases loaded, no outs. Reggie Fong had a job to do and did a job he did. As he lays down that bunt, perfectly executed down the 3rd base line, had to hustle and throw it.
And we've talked about it all tournament, that hard 90, a staple of Philippines baseball, and Reggie Fong puts it on display there.
Perfectly executes the hard 90 as well.
First pitch to Amado Veray Santos is going to be outside for ball 1. So if you're Veray Santos, you're in the 3rd slot. This is the job that you were built for in the lineup. You want to score these runs. You got to cash them in. Bases loaded. Nobody out for the home team. We'll see what Chris Yap does with this fiery situation. The 1-0 pitch is going to hit him in the back, and 1 run is going to come in.
An emphatic slam of the bat. You can tell that he was fired up. And like you said, he had a job to do in this 3-hole, and he did his job. He was able to wear one for the team, and now Ube is down by 1.
Now Rincover in a position, they on the other side of what they were last game. 0 outs, bases loaded, a run just came in, and they're not having a timeout, taking a look at their pitcher, making sure he's right and he can get the job done. This is exactly what Rincover wanted to happen, and this is exactly what they wanted to happen against Canada. They got it done. Now Ube has it, and Rincover's looking to avoid any more damage, keep their lead, or at least keep the tie.
So Rincover done a great job at coaching this team to a 2-2 so far. As they break out of the huddle. Some final defensive alignments being made. And Yap is ready to try and get back to where he has been living the first 3 innings. He's been pitching phenomenally so far. And I'm wondering if maybe the arm and the fatigue is setting in a little bit.
Possibly. I mean, again, like I said, third time through the lineup, and the first 3 batsmen are able to reach base. Swinging, there's a line drive. Deep right field. It's going to be caught, but this is deep enough. The runner on third is tagging. Here's the throw. It's offline. And this game is tied at 3 apiece.
How about that? A deep hit to right field. The sacrifice fly drives a runner in, drives another runner to third, and we got snake eyes with only 1 out as the batter, Logan Nelson, who was on the mound, will step up to make something happen for Ube.
And Logan Nelson single-handedly has the game on itself, keeping the lead to where it was, looking to drive in another run here. There's only 1 out. As long as he doesn't roll over here, I think that Ube is going to score another run, no matter what happens. Whether it be a sacrifice fly, they might take the lead.
That one is crushed. Deep left center field. And it's going to be caught by the center fielder, but another run is going to tag. They're not going to get him. And this game is switched in the momentum of NorCal Ube. They take the lead at 4 in the 4th.
Now batting number
The
1,
second
Alex
back-to-back
Pickaway.
sacrifice fly for Ube, drawing in those runs as they have a runner on first and a batter up, Alex Pickaway, who has been absolutely electric for this team. We've talked about him all day, batting on defense. He can get it done wherever he needs to.
So a 3-run inning puts Ube back up by 1. Santos still on first, 2 outs. And Yap trying to work out of this inning and get this nightmare to end so that way Rincover can, grab the bats again and try to battle back. It's been a back and forth seesaw game. We got 3 innings of baseball left to play.
Couldn't have drawn it up better. I mean, this team is really spraying the ball all over the field, and they're just using every part of the ballpark. Now they're going to show bunt, pull it back, the runner goes, and he's going to be safe in the second.
So a defensive indifference there, and that was a very smart play by Santos to run. You get the bunt down, Hikali with his speed. You could have runners on first and second. You force the runner into scoring position. You force Kenyon to make potentially a bad throw to get Santos to third.
Swing and a foul back. So 2-1. That was a very healthy cut. Alex Hikali trying to score in another insurance run, a 4-3 lead. Like you said, with 3 innings of baseball left, is not safe whatsoever. You need to cash in every opportunity you can, and there's a man in scoring position right now.
No lead is safe. As we saw earlier this morning, a 10-0 lead. Marcus and I were calling that game earlier, and we were talking about a mercy rule. We were at the bottom of the 4th. We were, kind of checked out about it. Thought the game would have been over at the bottom of the 4th, and Hawaii came back and won that game 15-13. Apologies, that was Henry and I that was talking about it.
And a walk drawn by Alex Hikali, first and second now, with 2 outs here in the 4th.
Now batting number 17,
And
Leo
this
Hoskins.
is exactly what you want as Ube. You're forcing him to make a mistake, as we could likely see a pitcher change here as they call another timeout. Coach will step up to the mound once again.
So when we come back, we'll have a new arm on the mound for SoCal Rincover, and we'll see how Ube responds. New arm on the mound as Leo Hoskins steps up to the plate. Yeah, pitches 3.2 innings with 6 hits. As of now, only 4 runs, but he inherits the runners on first and second. No strikeouts, couple of walks, and we will get the final tallies for you at the end of this inning. Brandon Leal, the new pitcher on the mound, as he came from center field. So we'll have a new arm in center field. We'll get those defensive replacements for you in a quick second.
We got 1-1 count for the batsman Hoskins. Hoskins is 2 for 2 today. He had an RBI double in the second and a single in the third. He's hoping to keep up that production. And with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, now could not be a better time. Here is the 1-1. It's just outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brandon Leal still trying to get a feel for the zone. He's behind the batsman in this count right now.
The relief pitcher looking to limit the damage of NorCal Ube. They took the lead back here in this inning, scoring 3 runs. Runners on 1 and 2, looking to stop them there, get that last out, and bring their offense back to the plate.
Yeah, now there's a called strike on the outside corner, 2-2. 2 out, 2 runners on, and a very, very pivotal moment. Leo Hoskins trying to break this game a little more open. They want to run away with the lead. But if Leo can get out of this jam, he keeps his team within striking distance. He comes set at the belt. The 2-2 is strike 3 called in the left-handed batter's box. That's going to end the inning and end the threat. NorCal picks up 3. They have the lead. It's 4-3.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the 4th block.
Okay, you're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. All right. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle, thank
Yeah,
you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Welcome back. It's now the top of the 5th inning. Exciting inning. Again, this is the seesaw battle that we were expecting. NorCal Ube took the lead in the bottom of the 2nd. All of a sudden, SoCal jumped up on top. They scored 3 in the top of the 3rd. And then just like that, NorCal Ube answers back with 3 in the bottom of the 4th. What an exciting matchup. So now it's going to be Logan Nelson still on the mound. He's facing off against Brandon Leal, and he's found the zone on his first pitch. It's 0-1.
So Nelson back out for a second full inning of work. Faced 3 batters in the 3rd before recording the final out. Went 3 full outs in the 4th, and he's back out for the 5th inning. And we'll see if
that ball is driven to left, going back and over the shoulder, making the grab is the left fielder for the first out. Ian LaRotte with one of the best catches of his career.
Give this entire outfield gold gloves. I don't know why we haven't already, as both the corner outfielders and even the center fielder, they have made some phenomenal catches and definitely pivotal points to keep the game at where it's at right now.
They have done a great job getting the back of Logan Nelson, keeping his pitch count low. He throws it in, pops up, keeping his pitch count low, making sure he can keep that arm fresh and go deep into this game.
That first pitch is going to be outside to Jake Wilson, but absolutely phenomenal defense. That's the kind of thing that can be a lifeline for a pitcher in a championship ball game, no less. Here's the pitch It's right there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count.
So 33 pitches in, I believe that's just 1.2 innings of work for him. He's only at 33, which is kind of right about where you want to be for 2 full innings of work.
Swinging another flare into left. This one much more manageable as Ian Leroy camps under it with a little less pressure. 2 away here in the 5th.
Defense has done a very good job at keeping Nelson's pitch count at a fairly manageable amount. If he can get another inning of, or if he can work through the 6th inning, you call in the closer for Team Ube to try and close this out. You obviously have the bottom of the 5th and the bottom of the 6th for Team Ube if things stand right now to try and tack on some more insurance runs.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. This is the exact type of inning that NorCal Ube needs. They take the lead in the bottom of the 4th and they shut them down in the top of the 5th.
SoCal Rincover, of course, just making a pitcher change. Ube still has him out there, looking to keep him going longer. They, of course, have the fresher arms off of the break right before this. As Rincover played the game, they're going to have the more arms that just played. They're going to be more tired, looking to make more mistakes. Ube doing a great job playing to their strength that they earned.
That first swing by Canyon was definitely a power swing, and he was trying to tie the game up with 1 swing of the bat. And it's manageable. I mean, it's 330 down the lines, and I believe 395 dead center. So it's a fairly small park, and it does somewhat fly here. The heat of the turf makes the ball fly. That's why the walls are a little bit higher here.
2-1. Upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nelson really wants to sit this batter down.
A walk wouldn't hurt you here, but it depends on how you bounce back from it. If you walk a guy and he ends up, it can end up harming you.
Walks always haunt. Here's the 3-1, and it's right there. A pitcher's full house. He worked it back full after being down 3-1.
I think Canyon was taking the entire way. I don't think he had the green light from his coach there, and you could see that there in his stance and his body language.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch, and they... Oh, he just missed it. I was ahead of myself. That pitch, it's hard to tell where that missed. Was it too low? Was it too outside? Everyone here is asking, but on first base, after a fantastic at-bat, is Evan Canyon. What an eye from that young man to be able to take that pitch in that situation.
Well, that hit the outside corner of the plate, and they wanted it, but umpire behind the plate, Justin Bumgardner, said that it was just a little too far outside. It was there, but not enough for the umpires. That one falls for a strike.
Yeah, that doesn't shake Nelson too much. It would have been the 6th batsman in a row that Nelson retired. After Nelson walked the first 2 that he faced, he's been phenomenal. He's been shutting everyone down. Again, he's retired. He did retire up until that moment, 5 in a row.
So he had 2 walks when he came in, then struck out Balin, who's up to the dish right now. 2 walks in the 4th, 3 straight. 2 straight here, a walk, and now Balin is up again. So the walks haven't really harmed him as much as you think they have. He's been able to rebound and recover from it, and he has his defense to thank for that as well.
His team said, we got your back. He found his groove, and they have been absolutely on fire. Got the lead with the 1-run lead, and he has been throwing strike after strike. 2 outs, just needs 1 more to get out of the inning and get his offense to extend this lead even more.
And a pitcher's relationship with their defense is you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Same with the offense as well.
The 2-2. They got him swinging! NorCal Ube holds on to the lead. It's 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay, you're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle,
Yeah,
thank you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Number 5, Joseph.
Bottom of the fifth, and we have a pinch hitter here as Joseph Rumbawa ends up coming into pinch hit for Ian Larotte. So he will most likely take over the left field spot. And Rumbawa has a job to do. Leal back out for his second inning of work as that pitch taken low in the dirt. And Rumbawa not faced. He's made for these high pressure moments. This entire team of Ube is.
Yeah, and they are absolutely behind their guy right now. The fans, the bench cheering for him, getting him hyped for his at-bat, trying to will him to hit something out of the park.
You don't even need an out-of-the-park hit. You just need something to stay in the park and get a base hit and keep stuff going.
Yeah, so 1-1 count for the new batsman, Ian Larotte. And the pitch is going to be low. Sorry, it's a pinch hitter. Looks like jersey number 5, Rumbawa, is in there.
So Rumbawa has been very clutch in these kinds of situations. And Ube is actually talking with Coach Charente before the game and talking to some of his players. He did say, everyone's playing if you're in the lead. So if they're in the lead by 2 or more, get ready for a handful of substitutions and a lot of defensive movements. And I know, Nate, you and I are going to have a fun time filling that in our scorebook.
Oh, yeah. No, it's an interesting strategy to employ. I mean, if you're in the lead, you'd want to secure it, especially in a championship game. That's the type of strategy you'd use, maybe in the consolation brackets, maybe in the placement rounds. But in a championship game, I'd be surprised to see them prioritize playing time over a winning strategy. But
This is how wow, I can't even speak. I'm too taken aback at how good this game is. This is why you show that Coach Charente is a very good coach. He very much cares about his players.
There's the throw down to second. It's a good throw. Oh, they got him! I mean, the throw was right there, but he thought that the runner in Rumbawa beat it. But wow, okay, that's definitely a call.
And this stadium can't believe it. As we talked about it earlier, this coach saying he's going to substitute in. I love that from the coach, showing his confidence in his guys, saying it doesn't matter who's out there. We can get the win no matter what.
I think the entire stadium, even the Rincover fans, didn't like that call either. Everyone thought he was safe, and he slid in there, late tag, bang, bang play. The umpire just didn't see it well, I guess. Probably just didn't have a good angle on it.
Yeah, tough play overall. It's still Mateo Batacan at the dish. Swing and a miss there. Chase Oliver waits on deck.
But going back to the whole playing time thing, it just shows you how good of a coach Charente is. He cares about this player. It shows you how good this community is and the chemistry is between these guys. And it even shows you how deep this Ube roster is. You don't really realize how deep it actually is until you actually see everyone on the field.
The play by the shortstop is on time. What a play there. It was a running charge, and then he had to make the running throw. Again, that's Mateo Rodriguez. That's short, but the silky smooth sling and sidearm throw.
Number 13, Chase Oliver.
So lineup flips over, and Chase Oliver will record his 4th plate appearance in the game. Reached on an air the last time, came around and ended up scoring in that massive 3-run inning for NorCal Ube.
The kick and the pitch. Swung on. Line drive. It's a base hit to left field. Just over the extended glove of the third baseman. Wow, what a hit there. A liner off of the bat of Chase Oliver. First hit today.
The lead hitter hitting once again, and I think that shows you just how much they're making this pitcher work for his outs.
And a funny comment in the stands, as I believe that was Chase Oliver's mom, who yelled, "You get to eat," after Chase Oliver recorded a base hit, and it has our entire booth up laughing. Even Will Lewin, whose birthday was a couple of days ago. And he's going to hate me for saying that, but I got to include it as many times as possible.
Yeah, we have a counter for those unaware. So 0-1 on that first pitch. Coming set is number 7, Brandon Leal. The kick and the pitch is low, and the ball gets away! To the backstop and on to second goes Oliver. He's in scoring position. And it makes you wonder what would happen if Joseph Rumbawa hadn't been called out on that steal attempt earlier in the inning.
Well, I don't think he even would be on base. I think the score would be 5-3. That single was ripped down the line, and it got out in a hurry. So as of now, either he would have scored on that single or he would have scored on the pass ball, and it would be a 5-3 ball game.
Well, now that's low. It makes it 2-1.
So Reggie Fong apparently has a new nickname in Sir Reginald.
It's not a bad one. Sir Reginald grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning. He walked in the second, and he had an infield single and scored the 4th run in the 4th.
Taps on the head as Ube knows the sign. Catchers is going to call this, and I was actually in the dugout between Ube and Avrahami. Ube is known for this. They're very good at picking up signs, and that's what they're going to go talk about right now. I was talking with one of the catchers on Avrahami, and they'll signal fastball and they'll signal a slider. For those of you who don't know, when pitchers are doing their warm-up pitches, they have certain signals. So, like tossing the glove out and flicking your wrist is signaling a fastball. If you use the glove to the side, that's going to be a slider, and a glove down is going to be a curveball. So they'll use those signs to indicate that a pitch is coming. I don't know if you saw, but they tapped on the head to indicate, hey, a breaking ball is coming. And now the slide down on the pants. Sir Reginald takes that one again. I think they know what's coming. And tipping pitches isn't illegal. Stealing signs like this is not illegal. It only gets illegal when you get to the Houston Astros level by banging on a trash can. And luckily, the trash cans in the dugouts are monitored. So we don't have to worry about anyone banging on them so far.
Yeah, there's a foul ball, so that's going to make the count 3-2. It's interesting that the shortstop convened and joined in on that conversation between the catcher and the pitcher, because the shortstop is looking right at the runner on second base. If we can cut to that angle, you can see right there, number 13 is dusting off his pants. That's a sign. And the batsman sees it. He's going to swing at it. Let's try to stay on that angle on camera 4. Let's take a close look at number 13 right there on the bottom of your screen. You can see right there. He sees right into the finger signs that the catcher is giving. 3-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. It stays 3-2. NorCal Ube with a chance to pick up a very crucial 5th insurance run. A 4-3 lead is not safe in a championship game. They need this right now to seal one more nail in the coffin. Brandon Leal.
I'm very curious about their signs. There's the tapping on the head. I think we can expect a fastball here.
There's a little tapper right side of the field. There's an open space, but a beautiful play by the first baseman and the pitcher. The pitcher, Leo, covering first and securing the out. The score stays 4-3 as we head to the top of the 6th.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had you know, propositions. Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay, you're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. All right. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. It's the top of the sixth inning, coming to you live from the Golden TV broadcast booth. It's the 2025 Filipino World Series championship game. 4-3, Northern California leads as Mateo Rodriguez is set to lead off his fourth inning in a row. This man is an on-base machine. 2 singles and a walk is his rap sheet so far. He's looking to continue that success against Logan Nelson, who's been coming in and doing nothing but dominating this offense.
Mateo Rodriguez, have yourself a day, kid. And he's going to look to continue.
There's a big swing and a miss. It was an upstairs fastball, and the hands of Mateo Rodriguez just couldn't quite catch up to it. He was late.
And honestly, I think the most effective pitch in a pitch sequence can be an up and in fastball or an up and away fastball. Even if it's taken as a ball, there's so much you can tunnel off of it and use it to work your pitches. One of my favorite pitch sequences is lefty to a lefty, and it's a fastball outside or fastball inside for a ball. You go fastball in for a corner, cutter, and then a slider down and away. And usually 9 times out of 10, you'll either freeze the batter or you'll get him to swing because of the pitch tunneling.
Here's the 2-1 from Nelson. A curveball, a big bending beauty. Finds the zone. It's 2-2.
I don't think Rodriguez was expecting that curveball. If he was, that was a middle curveball that just did not die down as much as I think Nelson wanted it to. We still got the strike nonetheless.
There's another voluptuous curveball, but this time it's in the turf. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to induce the swing over on that voluptuous curveball, like you said.
And these batters just haven't been able to get the timing down of Nelson's pitches. They've been a lot of early swings, sending it over to right field.
There it is. Another one to Hikali. Hikali, sure-handed out there, secures out number 1.
A lot of late swings like that, sending it out to right field to Hikali so he can get under it, get that out. Not early swing, sending it out to left field to get the out. Not able to get the right timing to get it where they want it, and it's just been allowing Logan Nelson to get out after out after out.
Exactly, and that's the first time all day that Mateo Rodriguez has not reached base.
So Rincover down to their final 5 outs here. So I wonder if they're going to keep Logan Nelson in, as we've seen that Ube is very confident in 2 pitchers the entire game. They love doing that and not wasting arms, but it's the last game of the tournament. These kids won't play until their high school team or even travel ball team, which turns into kind of scout ball when you get to high school league. They won't really play much, and so you have to wonder, are they going to go all out and try to secure this win and bring in a closer, and who is that closer going to be?
Batter not happy with himself there, shaking his head, looking to get back here and knock one deep for SoCal Rincover.
So Ace is wild as that one is turned on.
The flip to first, Nelson is there, and that's a beautiful play. They answer back. SoCal Rincover did it, and now NorCal Ube does it. A ground ball to the first baseman with the pitcher covering. That is the essence of teamwork right there.
This has been going a lot of, like, and anything you can do, I can do better. I'm going to show you up. And this is why Northern California is way better than Southern California. It's been a back and forth battle so far. And obviously, Nate, you're from the Bay Area, so you have a little bit of impartiality to NorCal Ube?
Well, let's turn down the stove. That take was a little hot. Here's the pitch. There's another ground ball to the right side. The first baseman has it, and they're going to flip again to Nelson, who secures the out. Another shutdown inning. It stays 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever like had, you know, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really enjoyed this interview.
Oh,
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay, you're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle,
Yeah,
thank you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back to the Golden TV broadcast booth. You're watching the 2025 Filipino World Series Championship game between the Southern California Rincover team and the Northern California Ube team. What a seesaw battle this has been. A very narrow lead. Northern California Ube is going to step up to the plate right now and try to add on some insurance runs just to give them a little bit of breathing room when they try to close it off in the top of the seventh.
So let me give you the weight of this situation here. We only play 7 innings. This is a 1-run lead going into the bottom of the 8th World Series. And the home team has a 1-run lead. They're trying to close it out here as Santos steps up. Got hit by a pitch to score that run. Solo base fouled out and hit a double as that one to be lined to the third baseman. The toss over will be in time. Santos goes down on a ground ball.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play by the third baseman of the Rincover team. Again, Grant Wilson catching it on one hop and making a calm, cool, collected throw. That's out number 1 here in the 6th. So Heath Lockhart today has reached base twice. He also had a sacrifice fly in the 4th. A very productive day at the plate for this cleanup batsman in this championship game.
Folks, just to sidetrack a little bit, make sure to stay after the broadcast for the trophy presentation and the award ceremony, as that will be live streamed here on PhilippinFastBaseball.org. So that way we can present the new MVP trophy in honor of the passing of the Hawaii's head coach, as well as giving out the Filipino World Series trophy.
That's in and out of the glove of the catcher.
And this game taking place in Southern California, here in the Valley, you would think SoCal Rincover would have the fan base here behind them, but it's actually NorCal Ube who has the fans and rally behind them, making a lot of noise for them, rallying them to extend this lead, to win it here in the Philippines World Series.
At this point, this late in the game, it's going to come down to who has the most heart. You can tell both teams are exhausted. They've been playing in the heat all day today. They started this game in the heat. It's now in the nighttime. It's late into the hours of the night at 9 o'clock. I should be in bed by now. So a late night ball game.
In the air to center field, having to charge in, and it's going to drop. There's a base hit. Heath Lockhart flares one in the dead center, and there's a runner aboard for this Ube team.
So Logan Nelson's going to get the nod at the dish. Well, not get the nod, but he's next due up as the righty looks to try and create more damage. Leo's been in there for 2.1 innings, and I'm curious to see how long it's going to be before they pull him. No action in the bullpen. I wonder if they're going to let Leo finish out this inning, and Rincover is going to try and adapt as much as possible.
Swinging, there's a ball in the air. So it's 0-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. That foul ball from Logan Nelson, he squared it off. It was on the sweet spot. He was just a little under it.
You can see the smile there as he knows he just got the sweet spot, wishing that he timed it up just a little bit better. And Lockhart taking kind of a hefty lead.
Good take. It's in the dirt and it squirts away from the catcher. On to second is Lockhart, who was all over it. Wow, that's what a great secondary does. Lockhart doesn't strike you as the base stealing type, but when you take an aggressive secondary and you see an opportunity like that, what a way to capitalize. Lockhart is in scoring position.
Speaking of base running, one thing that I've noticed ever since the second inning, pickoffs have not been attempted. No back picks, no pickoff attempts. I think there was something that was said in the dugout saying, hey, get your head on your shoulder. Stop trying to do all this fancy crap. Stop trying to, try and fake out the runner. Be smart here and make sure that you can get the quality outs, because you can pick off all you want. And if you get one quality pickoff, great, but he's most likely going to get back in there safe. If you overthrow it, that could be a lot of trouble.
Right, another foul ball by Nelson. You don't want to be picking off and making mistakes. We've been seeing that all day. Throwing errors for pickoffs have just been crucial right now. And when runs are coming at a premium, again, in the championship game, you cannot afford to make those very costly mistakes. They've been doing a good job here. They're playing conservative. They're playing direct. Now, Leo's going to direct his attention towards the batsman. Now that ball gets away from the catcher. And on to third is Lockhart. Wow, what an aggressive trip around the bases.
Well, I think Kenyon needs to check to see if there is a hole in his glove. That's the third time this inning a ball has popped in and out of his glove to make it's insane to me, and I don't know. I'm at a loss for words right now.
We've talked about the mental part a lot. It's hard for these guys to keep their bodies fresh. And
Ground ball, it's a base hit through the infield that was playing in. It's an RBI for Logan Nelson, and he drives in the 5th run of the game for this Northern California Ube team.
And it's the 2-run lead for Ube now. These mental errors for SoCal Rincover, your eyes getting weary, you're tired, your body's tired. It's harder to find these balls. It's harder to move as fast as you were earlier on in this tournament. You got to get your mind right, settle down, and get back to what you were doing early on in this game.
Now, for a typical fan, baseball doesn't seem like the kind of sport that's going to exhaust you. It seems like golf, a gentlemanly sport. You sit down, you relax, you watch a game. It's a slow-paced game. You don't think that it's going to be, that body intensive on you, but actually playing it. I'm not sure. I know you were a football guy growing up. Have you ever played like wiffle ball or baseball with your friends?
I'm not just running around. You can see it. These hard 90s we talk about, running from base to base, 90 feet. It's not easy. That's 30 yards. You talk about it in football. That's a whole football field you're running from home plate all the way around. It's not easy for these guys to do it day in, day out, all week.
You can definitely see the fatigue catching up there as that hits a collie, I believe, on the shin, and Nelson will advance to second.
Now batting number 17.
That's a productive day for Akali. He reached in the second inning on an error, and he scored the first run of the game. He walked in the 4th, and now he reached again with the hit by pitch. So a lot of production from that 6th.
We're gonna see. Hate to cut you off, but they're talking about it right now, and they're gonna confirm the call. I think they were looking to see if it actually hit the base runner. Pulled back, trying to go for a strike, and now Rincover's going to challenge that one. And I wish we had a replay system to see of what's happening.
Well, they're having a discussion with each other, and it looks like it's safe, and he's going to be at first. So a good call by the umpiring staff here. Had they sent Hikali back to the batter's box, I think there would have been an uproar here at Valley College.
So the reason that they were reviewing for, the reason why they did the safe call is, well, we'll have to get back to that story here in a second. We're going to go to a pitching change. Leal's day is done on the mound, and when we come back, NorCal Ube is going to try and keep their advantage with runners in scoring position and try to take advantage of their lead when we come back.
Welcome back. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. One away here in this 5-3 ball game in favor of California, Northern California Ube. Into pitch is Joa Meyer.
And so Joa Meyer, we saw him in last game against Canada closing it out. He pitched 0.2. He pitched 3.2 innings. Had to at least hit 60 pitches, if not more. And the fact that he's out on the mound shows the heart of this kid. He's not going to go down without a fight. He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that this Rincover team comes out with the win and to keep the trophy down here in Southern California. The trophy has only ever been in Southern California, so they would be making history and as the first team not in Southern California.
And he did absolutely great in the game against Canada. He was a big reason they won and pulled off that upset, only giving up 1 run when Canada was on fire, scoring a home run in that one that went deep behind left field. He's looking to do it again here, shut Ube down, and give his team a chance to get them back in this game.
I'm almost surprised that he came back in, because we were talking about it at the end of last game. Is he going to be available for this game? We thought he wasn't going to be because of the volume and the velocity he was throwing at for last game, trying to close it out against Canada. And so I'm surprised that Rincover and Briscoe gave him the nod. And I knew they were going to start about in the outfield as I was, overhearing the coaching discussions about who to start. So the fact that they brought him into pitch is...
There's a line drive down the right field line. Is a fair ball. That gets down. 1 run is going to score. Another's being waved in. Here comes the throw. The slide. He's safe. 2 more runs for Northern California. Makes it 7-3 here in the bottom of the 6th.
And Joa Meyer not able to hold those 2 runners that were on the base already. He needs to limit the damage as much as possible. Every player thinks about it. Would you rather the championship or their body? He's going to give everything here. He's going to give 110%. His body is not a question at this point. He wants a championship or nothing.
And at this point, that's kind of what you have to think is going to be for all of these guys right now. There's a runner on first base, and another 3 runs have scored. It's 7-3 in favor of Ube.
So 1-0 is the count. Joseph Rumbawa in his second at bat. He walked in the 5th. He was caught stealing, trying to get to second base. But here he is now trying to keep the line moving. There's only 1 out, a runner on first.
And talk about controversial games. We know the finals last year was very controversial. And there were a couple of controversial calls during that SoCal Briscoe win. And definitely another controversial call. But I don't think it really made too much of a difference as Ube is still up by 4 right now. The main question, though, going into the top of the 7th is Ube going to keep Nelson in, or are they going to bring in another pitcher? Nelson's arm, I feel like, is definitely a little fatigued. Maybe they bring in someone who's fresher and try to close out this game for them.
Well, we'll find out in 2 outs. We still have Joseph Rumbawa in the box. He has a runner on first and 1 out. He's trying to keep this line moving. The outfield is giving him the left side. That one's inside. It squirts away. And moving over to second is Hoskins. Hoskins now in scoring position after being alert on that pass ball. And these are the sort of fatigue-inducing plays that I was trying to talk about. The catcher is obviously fatigued from a whole week of play. These types of balls getting away just shouldn't be happening.
And actually, that throw, if it was on target, it would have gotten Hoskins in time. It's just the throw that was offline.
Fouled back towards us. Nate could have caught it. It was close. But we're going to do it all over again. A 2-2 count as Joe Meyer will step back onto the mound to throw the 4th pitch.
I'd love to get Nate back out on a baseball field. Love to do a couple of live ABs with him, see if his skills still shape up. I mean, he coaches baseball now.
I don't know, guys. I have to admit, catching fly balls and fielding grounders, it's not like riding a bike. The moment you stop doing it, it's a completely foreign subject. So
Absolutely. And you're a coach at a local high school up north, right?
I'm a coach at American Canyon. Got some players down here. Other than Royce Hall, we also have Matthew Schmeling as well as Tyler Tran. Here's the pitch. It's outside. So a full count to the batsman Joseph Rumbawa. It's 3-2. A batsman's full house as he was down 2-2.
So it must be absolutely electric for you seeing some of your squad down here enjoying the game of baseball with a great community surrounding it. And that must be such an amazing time and such a great feeling as a coach.
That's what makes this game so enjoyable. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball, right back up the middle. The second baseman has it on the run. Here's the throw, one hopper, safe at first. It hops out of the glove of the first baseman, and this inning keeps going.
And that's Hoskins' mom you see right there. She's getting absolutely hyped. Wants to will her boy into the win as Ube has that 4-run lead. This is going to be an absolute nightmare for SoCal Rincover to take back. They're going to have a chance at the top of the 7th. They're going to need to score more runs than any team has done this game. They need to limit as much as possible. Can't dig themselves in a deeper hole. Joe Meyer needs to end it here and fast.
So mixing up his looks as that one will fall on the outside. It'll be a 1-0 count. Runners on second and first. Now, I thought that Rumbawa would have been out. I didn't realize the ball fell out of the glove. If he was able to keep it in there and stick it, that would have been a phenomenal play and an even better throw, an even better scoop.
And yeah, that change entirely how you go about this game. 2 outs is completely different from 1 out. A sacrifice fly can bring a runner in versus anything else. It could be absolutely devastating for SoCal Rincover's hopes of making the comeback.
So you'd have a 2 outs with a runner on second, but now you have 1 out with a runner on first and second, and a sac fly and a single, or a single and a sac fly scores that. Sometimes even a deep single or a deep double will score both. And we know the speed of Rumbawa on first. He can fly when he wants to and turn on the jets. Same with Batakan. We've seen him hit a numerous amount of triples this event. He shows bunt and pulls it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-2 now. But what's interesting about that play was the second baseman, Cabacong, Cabacong. He fielded it on the run and had to make the crossbody throw. That's very difficult, but it was accurate. It had to go down as an E3 because it was completely in the glove of the first baseman and just popped out. If the first baseman was able to stick that marvelous play, it would have absolutely been an out. So a crucial error has been surrendered. It's now 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mateo Batacan. The pitcher, Joe Meyer, sets, and it's just outside. The bases are loaded.
Meyer not happy with that call there, as he thought he had strike 3 to get the second out as the lineup
13, Chase Oliver
flips over for Chase Oliver. And I think you and I were talking about it a little bit earlier in the tournament during that Canada home run when Josiah and Shetta crushed that home run and Canada walked it off against all states, with Colin Hill coming around and scoring that final run. A huge cut there by Oliver. A power swing trying to drive in as many runs as possible. We were saying that was going to be game of the tournament. This could be also a candidate for game of the tournament as well.
100%. And you can see here, Chase Oliver wants to swing it. And he doesn't here. But this is what every kid dreams of. Bases loaded, the World Championship. He wants to be the hero here. Needs to play it safe. Already has 2 strikes. Wants to make sure he can get it into a ball he wants.
That pitch was right down Broadway. And he swings through that one. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. As Oliver goes down swinging, and Reggie Fong.
batting number 3,
Reggie
Fong.
Fong, that's right, I can't read my own handwriting. Sir Reginald, I guess you could call him Sir Reginald III, due to his number being number 3. He steps back up, and this will be the 9th hitter for Team NorCal as they've thrown up another 3 runs this inning. There's only 2 outs. That one's taken on the outside.
Get away, coming in to score is Hoskins. It's now 8-3. Wow, that is very indicative of the fatigue that's setting in, both from the pitcher, Joe Meyer, who's worked today, as well as the catcher, who's been struggling back there. It's always the hardest position. You have all the gear, all the pressure on you. On a play like that, it's just fatigue all around with the battery.
And I'd just like to point out, just because how much we love one of the pitching coaches, Jackson Briscoe, great guy, really fun to have friendly banter with. He's never lost a game in Filipino World Series history, and this could be his first loss of his career in the World Championship. That's still a pretty impressive resume.
Absolutely. As Ube has carved their lead out to a 5-run lead, an absolute enormous lead. They've blown it open here in the bottom of the 6th. They're trying their best to just pile it on more, and that's a high ball close to the batter as he's going to step back in the box to do it again. A 3-0 count.
So Sir Reginald having to dodge out of the way of that one.
A walked-in run could be devastating for this SoCal Rincover team.
Runners on second and third, rather, and the 3-0 pitch is high. So Reggie Fong takes the open base. The bases now are loaded. It's going to be
Now batting number 6,
Amado Veray Santos with the bases loaded. Again, how many times have the bases been loaded in the 6th inning alone?
Way too much than I can count, but it's definitely been a lot more than you'd like as pitching coach Jackson Briscoe comes out to have a chat with Joa Meyer, and it's a lot more than you'd like to expect. You see some action going down on the first base side, running down to the bullpen there and trying to get warm quickly. So Briscoe trying to stall some time here and also trying to keep some confidence in his pitcher as well.
As a coach, you never want your team to feel like they can't come back. This is a devastating lead that Ube has over Rincover. You want your guys to believe in themselves, but this is a deficit that we only saw once, and it was Hawaii and Himes, where they came down 10-0 to win it. Rincover has to believe they can do the same, otherwise that morale and that lack of confidence could end it before they even step up to bat.
Here's Amado Veray Santos. Today, in the first, he had a double. In the second, he popped up. In the fourth, he was hit by a pitch, and in the 6th, he grounded out to the third baseman. So he is 1 for 3, looking to add one more. The first pitch is going to be low. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
He started off, like still mentioned, we're still in the 6th inning. He started off this inning with a ground ball to the third baseman, who slung it over to the first baseman and recorded the first out. Little did he know, he'd have a chance to avenge his 6th inning outing and try to drive in some runs, as that one is in the left-handed batter's box, and the count will fall to 2-0 with 2 outs, bases loaded. And NorCal Ube, with their 3-1 record, looking to win 4 in a row after dropping their first game to Canada.
Yeah, that team absolutely has been 100% behind their coach. They rallied behind each other, said, we are better than what we are doing. They lost that first game and looking to extend that streak to 4 wins and win the championship here today.
Sinker that just fell right down Broadway for a strike, as that is a crucial pitch for Meyer. You don't want to go down 3-0 with bases loaded, because then you have to throw a fastball in the middle of the zone.
And now it's going to be 3-1. So you're right. They don't want to walk in a run. It's going to be in there. If it's anywhere close, you can expect Veray Santos to take a big swing at that.
As you saw on the screen, Coach Matt Lopez, a NorCal native himself, getting behind this team Ube.
Swinging a ground ball to the third baseman. It's a back pick, and he's going to take it to the bag himself. That ends the massive 4-run inning for NorCal Ube. The last 3 outs, possibly, of this World Series coming right up.
All right, ready? Was it a father talking to his son, or was it a chef finding something special in somebody with a promise?
Wow, no one has ever asked that before.
I ask great questions, right?
That's good.
But you still want to push on. Why is that?
That's a good question.
You get that a lot too, like mom crushes. Have you ever had, propositions? Am I the only one asking about this?
No, yes.
See? I'm a good interviewer.
This is like the most fun I've had at an interview.
Thank you. You're asking a lot of questions that most people don't ask, so I really really enjoyed this interview.
Oh, again.
Great.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. And then you can take that straight to break. Okay. All right. Now, this is the fourth block.
Okay. You're so good at this.
I know. What?
She's like, okay, we're on the next block. We're on the next block. Cue it. Cue it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
It blows my mind.
I felt the same as my children when their voice was not being heard and my voice was not being heard either. I was grateful that you listened to our story.
It gave me goosebumps just like saying that.
Thank you so much again. You guys were fun. I hope you enjoyed this.
We did. I feel like we can talk longer and longer.
I know, right?
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
So, Janelle, thank
Yeah,
you.
so fun. Such a fun interview.
Thank you, Janelle. It is an honor for me to be with you this evening.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Oh, I love you, Janelle.
Welcome back. It's the top of the seventh of the Filipino World Series, live from the Golden TV broadcast booth. The Northern California Ube team is 3 outs away from their first championship in Filipino World Series history. On the mound still is Logan Nelson. He's set to face off against Brandon Adams. The first pitch is a curveball that misses low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
And as an Ube fan, you have to be excited. This is World Series caliber excitement. And Ube just has to stay calm here. They have to make sure they don't make any stupid mistakes and they don't make any costly mistakes as well. Fundamental, fundamental, fundamental. That's what Torrente has to be preaching to this Ube defense right now, as that one is right down Broadway for strike number 1, and the count will go to a 2-1 count as Adams looks to try and give the SoCal Rincover team life.
Absolutely. This team, it's easy to get ahead of yourself with a 5-run lead. You need to stay complacent. You said it, fundamentals. You can't let anything get by you. Stay focused. You're 3 outs away from winning the Filipino World Series.
Way inside, and the leadoff batsman in Brandon Adams is aboard with a base on balls.
So Joa Meyer steps up. He was the pitcher.
Number 9, Joa Meyer.
He struck out his last time up in the 4th to end it. Singled and advanced on a pass ball and flew out to the left fielder to end the first inning. It is 1 for 3 today. And this Ube pitching has done a fairly good job at stifling down the high-octane Rincover offense, as that one gets past Batacan. And gliding into second will be Adams.
Joa Meyer gave up a lot of runs there. You can't help but not feel guilty if you're him. It's always going to be in your mind, no matter what anyone tells you. Walked out to the song, Work Out by J. Cole. He's hoping it all works out here.
You still have 3 outs left.
And they're down by a grand slam and a solo shot. So a little bit of insurance for this Northern California Ube team. It's enough for them to breathe a little bit. It's enough for Logan Nelson to be comfortable to attack the zone directly.
But you don't want to be put in cruise control. When you get caught gliding and when you get caught putting your defense and your pitching and your offense in cruise control and letting your foot off the gas, that's where this Rincover team will make you pay. Canada did that. You could tell in their last game. They did that, and that's why they were able to capitalize on their mistakes. Another pass ball as it jets away from Batacan.
There's that fatigue I was talking about. It's affecting both catchers here. Batacan, again, in that squat all week. There are 2 catchers on this team, but it is a very tough situation to be in. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, according to the home plate umpire, unless I missaw that.
No, I believe it is a 1-2 count.
The pitch. Swing and a foul ball. So it's going to stay 1-2.
1-2. That is correct.
Yeah, that squat, very similar to that position of lineman in football. Not very comfortable. It's hard for them to hold that still day in, day out. All week he's been doing it, looking to keep those knees fresh, to make sure he can make the play.
That ball is going to be skied to center field, but camping underneath it and making the catch. He's right there, 1 away. The throw goes to third, and so does the runner. Brandon Adams advances on the sacrifice fly by Jonah Meir.
Leo, number 7.
Just like to point out is something that I think is pretty funny and pretty cool that Justin Bumgarner, the home plate umpire, called the very first pitch of this Philippines Baseball Group organization back earlier on June 2nd, when the Philippines beat San Diego.
Oh, they throw him out at second. Apparently, the runner left too early, and the umpire was all over that. They step off, appeal the throw, and that's the first time I've seen that work in ages.
And Rincover is not happy about it. He's trying to get all the outs that he can, and he's going to have a lengthy discussion here with the umpire. I'm wondering if he'll get tossed. That would be kind of fun to see him get tossed here.
And it looks like Rincover's trying to tell him, come on, how are you going to see that? And the field umpire is just telling him, I saw it. I had my eyes right on it, and I guess that's all they needed. So 2 away here in the 9th. It's going to be Brandon Leal.
So the weight of the game rests on him as Brandon Leal is going to try and keep things alive for SoCal Rincover. You can hear the fans on our left side of Team NorCal Ube, and they're excited.
Here's the pitch. It's going to be inside. That's ball number 1. Logan Nelson has been working very hard at this. He came in all the way back in the 3rd inning. He came in with 2 outs, and he's set to close out this ball game. What a performance from that young man. Here is the pitch swing and a little flare to the first baseman. And just like that, Northern California has defied the odds and defined their destiny. They are the 2025 Filipino World Series champions.
And this stadium is on their feet. They came all the way from up in the north, came down here to the valley, and they were behind their guys every day throughout this tournament, and they cannot believe that all of their guys' hard work pays off as they win the Filipino World Series.
And what an absolutely phenomenal story that this Ube team was. They were definitely the team to follow. A really hard tournament, having to play in the Laban division, playing teams like SoCal Heim, All States, and Canada, who were definitely the favorites to come out and win this. And they defied all odds and beat Abrahami, who was also a powerhouse, coming out and winning this, dropping their first game by a margin and winning their next 4 to become champions of the Filipino World Series and taking it away from Southern California.
Well, we'll be right back after this short intermission. Hey, Pick's asking for a mic.
I got it.
Hi guys! Welcome to So Janelle. Ito po ang inyong programa na nagbabahagi ng mga kwento ng immigration and representation.
They recognize that I also am Filipino, and they want to celebrate that, which is so amazing.
People like me and Filipinos and AAPI all get an equal opportunity at showcasing their talent.
I didn't really know that I wanted to be an actor right out the gate. We just did them on a whim, and you never know where they lead you.
If this could very well possibly be the first time that every single member of this company will be of Filipino descent.
The Sequoia is now exclusively as a hybrid.
Wow!
Yes.
And that is why Toyota now offers America's largest lineup of electrified vehicles. Well, of course, Toyota makes it easy, right?
I think that's our slogan. Well done.
Yeah. And that's why here in the show, as we celebrate Haven and Veneta, we're also celebrating one of our partners, East West Bank. But you know what's hotter, juicier, tastier than ever before? McDonald's classic burgers are hotter juicier, and tastier than ever before.
What is your favorite day of the week?
Friday!
Really? Why?
Because on Fridays, there's Free Fries Fridays.
And then take off. Testing. I guess I'm right here. No, I just need to put it down more. Oh my god. Real cool. Thank you. Okay. We good? We're still good. That's a great day of baseball. I'm not sure if any of you guys were here the entire day. We had a no-hitter. That was the first game. We had a walk-off after being down by 10 runs from Hawaii, a 3-run walk-off home run. And all the playoff games were incredible. And what's fun to watch is the intensity, the emotion. It's one of the things that I've taught my teams and tried to tell my teams, like, until you get to a situation where playoffs or something's on the line, you really don't know what level of player you are. And it's really fun to watch them excel. And I feel bad because last year I didn't really say much because I was so flustered by the end of the game. For everybody here knows that.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to see you guys return and do what you did today. It's really fun to watch. So that's a great job. Congratulations, NorCal. One of the things I want to say is I've been coaching for a long time, 25 plus years, and I realized quite a few years ago that I am no longer quote unquote a baseball coach. So many other things that I have to teach these kids, life lessons, things that they're going to help them out in life, not just in baseball. Playing the game with respect, accountability, discipline, leadership. And I always tell my kids this, like, I ask them what leadership means to them. And a lot of them don't know what that is. They don't know what the description is. They don't know what the characteristics are. They say the same thing. Oh, it's the most vocal player, the best player, the most disciplined, whatever it may be. And the best definition I ever heard of leadership is that player on your team or any player on the team that gets more excited about his teammates' successes than his own. And basically being completely selfless. And I saw that the entire week. It's amazing to see these kids care less about how they're doing, whether they're having success on the field, as long as everybody else is. And I think that's kind of permeating through the entire program. Like we're all happy. Like no matter what, whoever wins this thing, especially me, I get to sit here and be kind of a neutral bystander. It's really, really fun to watch. And so every single one of these kids that was out here this week showed that selflessness and those leadership qualities, and I hope it's something that can carry on with them no matter what they do in life. It's really fun to watch. So again, big round of applause for NorCal, your 2025 Filipino World Series. Thanks.
Eli Neri from SoCal. Jaden Shaw from SoCal. Deuce Bosco from SoCal.
Deuce.
Chris Versellis from NorCal. Joseph Rumboa from NorCal. Amado Varai Santos from NorCal. Nolan Johnson from SoCal. Brandon Adams from SoCal.
So as we mentioned at the banquet, we're going to the Philippines. We're taking a 15U team and we're taking an 18U team. The futures, right, Matt? The futures. We invited that group already. There was how many, Lopi? How many guys were invited? 16, 15? So this team right here, the first team, all tournament team, these are their official invitations to play on that team to go to the Philippines. So you guys will get some more information on that, but congratulations, you guys deserve it. Very nice. This is the second team, all tournament.
Yeah, a few more second team. We got Max Bell from SoCal. Makai Ma from SoCal. Brandon Davis from SoCal. Joe Meyer from SoCal. Mateo Rodriguez from SoCal. Nicholas Sunga from SoCal. And Kate Azuno from SoCal. Jaden Picarium from Hawaii. Jaylyn Pacampera from Hawaii. Oh, maybe from Canada. Jalen. Is that you? Jalen. No, come back out now. Aileron Curry from Canada. Easton Santos from All States. Xavier Aguila from All States. All States. Alex Akole from NorCal. Reggie Fong from NorCal. And Gavin Huffmaster from NorCal. Come on, use your big boy voice. Big boy voice. All right, there we go. So we got two Cy Young to announce, and also a most valuable player. The Cy Young was pretty much unanimous from everyone we talked to. It's gonna be Ryder Peterson from All States with a no-no today. That's also the first no-hitter in the history of the Filipino World Series, so you give him a round of applause for that. And then the most valuable player of the tournament is going to be from NorCal Ube, Logan Nelson.
So, as we mentioned again at the banquet, this trophy that he's holding is in honor of Lat Panis, our coach that passed away this year. This is going to end up being a perpetual trophy where Logan's name is going to be on it. We're going to go retroactive and give back to JB Dallapines, who was our MVP last year, and we're going to end up hopefully filling that thing up over the next 10, 15, 20 years. So as long as you guys are committed to coming back here, we're going to be here. So, again, I've said this a million times already. I think this comes from every single one of us, all the coaching staff, everybody involved, my lovely wife. We thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We would not be here if it wasn't for all of you and your commitment that you've made to us. So thank you very, very much for everything that you've done for us. Appreciate it.
Sorry. Can I squeeze in? Thank you. Hey, Canada, jump in!
Roll it up, OT, hit it once, hit it twice, I'm gone, yeah I mean. Here we go, railroad, one coat, see the post, honey smoke, open door, let it go. Shit, yada the flow, yada the sit, yada the draw, yada the big smoke, yada the pole, put yada the pole, getting my yada da 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 do. Yiddity scrap, yiddity dip, how about 10 rips inside of the whip, yeah. Yiddity rich, see the yiddity jump, on the yiddity wrist inside of the yiddity. I got one in the city, yeah, one on my left, one up in the club, boxing one in the back. Come front if you want, boy, please stay back. You put the piece to your neck, leave you in peace with the rest. put my rats on stream, I got my goons in the hood. Snipe up above. How was she? How was she? You got ass, little mama, I got wood. Eggs run trains like roller skates. No clue, no plan, but be cool, cause we smash. Don't come.
All right, Jonas. We in? All right, welcome back. We just finished the final festivities. Let's wave to the camera there. This is behind home plate. This is the broadcast booth. This is everyone who made this production for you. Everyone give a good wave.
Too short. I gotta like stand up on a chair.
There have been a lot of hands in the production of this entire Filipino World Series, the 2025 edition, and it's a big upgrade from where we were last year. And one of the biggest things that they emphasized in the 2025 banquet was come grow with us. And if you're
Absolutely.
interested in getting experience either behind the mic, operating a camera, or any of the other various jobs that are involved in the baseball production, please feel free to reach out to philippines-baseball.org and see what internship opportunities are available next year. But
Absolutely.
what a tournament it's been, hasn't it, Jonas?
It's been a phenomenal tournament. Many upsets, and honestly, like Team Ube and Team Canada, those are kind of my top two picks as the teams to watch. And they proved that they were. Canada, obviously, with the early exit, not what they wanted, not how they wanted to end their season. Ube coming out on top. As soon as I saw Ube beat Team Avrahami, thought in my mind clicked. This is the team that can go all the way. They have what it takes, and they definitely have it. There's Leo Hoskins, well-deserved trophy after his final year of high school, ending it off with a Filipino World Series. He was here last year, not able to get the job done, but job accomplished, game won.
And Marcus made his debut, I believe, this summer in the booth. Marcus, how did you find your experience working this series?
It was great. This was a lot of first experiences for me. It was good to get the hands-on experience, a great opportunity for me presented here by the Philippines Baseball Group, and I absolutely loved it.
May I piggyback on that? I joined this organization by getting an email from Will, and there's so much experience that you'll get. And there's a lot more jobs in a baseball production than you actually think there are. And it's so good to just come out and shadow and do what you love to do, and it could turn into a career for you one day. And the Philippines Baseball Group has made our summer just an absolute blast and so much fun. And I know, at least for me, I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm sure you can say the same for you, Marcus.
Absolutely.
And not enough can be said about the Philippines Baseball Group, giving opportunity, giving exposure, not only to players and the coaches, but to this broadcast booth as well. It's going to be a very bittersweet goodbye to everyone, but Marcus and Jonas, it's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Nathaniel Thomas. Maraming salamat sa iyong lahat.
Good night, everyone.
Wait, are you guys done?